They like Monty, can you be my baby daddy? I'm like, yeah, I got robins on my jeans. You see the wings on every pair. All you see is Remy boys, you know my niggas everywhere. And if somebody got a problem, we could meet up anywhere. Never say something, don't you niggas play dumb. You know where we came from. You don't want sauce, no A1.
What up, chat? How we doing? I'm not muted, right? Yes! I did it right this time. Let's go. Alrighty. Welcome to another good old Monday. Hooray for Mondays. What's up? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? We got the good old-fashioned Monday stream. Back at it again after the old 4th of July. Oh, chat, it's good to be... I don't even want to say back, because I was... maybe 2 days ago. It's good to be here. Monday stream time! Monday stream time! Yay! We're here for the Monday stream! I'm so excited, guys. I'm excited. We got some stuff to do today. We got some things. We got some stuff and things happening. I'm very excited. Number one, at some point, booting up the next Kingdom Hearts game. Apparently, this one sucks balls. But also, I have like the Steam remastered version, so maybe they have fixed the game, and it's actually incredible. Who knows? I don't. Honestly, it literally could be. If it does, okay, cool. So we're actually going to be playing a good game. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that we'll be playing a good game. It's the actual gameplay. Yeah, I know. I heard like the gameplay is miserable. It was described to me at locals, and they were like, "Yeah, the gameplay is miserable." I'm like, oh, that sounds thrilling. I like, you know what I mean? It's like, on one hand, that could be kind of funny because like good stream of content, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1 was like miserable enough. It wasn't bad. It would be nice to like refresh with like good game, you know. So I'm excited to do that. Can I make chat bigger? I need to make y'all bigger for like the big can. I don't know why you guys got so small. There we go. There we go. Bad gameplay, but the story's good. I mean, hopefully it's better than I mean, it's probably better than Kingdom Hearts 1. It's probably better than KH1 because there wasn't really much story to be had there. If we're being honest, it was, oh cool, look, Disney. Kingdom Hearts 1 has as much story as the Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond sets. It goes, hey, look, guy you know, guy you like, he's there. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, and you go, ooh, ooh. What's the story? I don't know. I don't think there is one. But it has a cool character you like. So, like, yeah. That means it's got to be, like, semi-good, right? I mean, like, it has to be. It, like, technically counts as being good in a way. Actually, I want to put this over here. There we go. I'm, like, remapping how I have a lot of things laid out for this. There we go. I just want to be... I want to, like, look in the right direction at things. Oh, shoot. Okay. No. So, okay. YouTube needs to be over here. So I'm looking this way. Right? But gaming... I'm going to be looking this way. So I'm going to put the gaming on this screen. Over there. And YouTube will be like here. Guys, we want to play a game. Let's see if the Vanguard market has been fixed. I mean, we already know the answer, but you know, let's find out just for like funsies, you know. Let's see just for fun. Disney Worlds have no, yeah, right. It's like they're just there to be like, "Look. Remember Agrabah from Aladdin? You get to fight the lion that's the entrance to the cave." And you're like, whoa, that's so cool. Does this have relevance to the plot? No. Not in any way, shape, or form. But, you know, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You're just like, all right, I'd like to get a little more invested. That'd be cool. Let's play my favorite game. And that's, can I afford to build my favorite worst deck of all time? Answer, probably not, but we're going to find out. Let's see. We got to scroll past the high rarity things. Hopefully 4 fixes that. Hopefully 4 fixes that. Uh-oh. All right. I don't want a story anyways. Okay, I might be cooked on playing Green Welstra, unfortunately. No points in the plot. Did you miss all the times they said heart? I got them confused with all the times they said darkness. I'm not going to lie. I might have missed it. I might have missed a couple hearts that really put the pieces together. I think the hearts accidentally turned to white noise, and I started ignoring them. But yeah. 1 second. Bueno. Okay, first item off the docket, Green Welstra. We're probably still a little cooked on that. I'm not spending $35 so I can go search my moons. Thank you very much. I just know the story we want to follow the original character. Oh, that makes sense. Artist is good, no doubt, but all those hearts are the foundation. Yeah, hey, I know a thing or two about foundations. Yeah, don't get me started on the. Don't get me started talking about foundations now. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. Dark States cycle are also not great, but I'm not building any of those, so I don't really care. Winning there. Guys, who wants to spend $15 so you can draw a card if you whiff? That seems worth it. All right, Poop Burke. Poop Burke is still he's still double digits. Still double digits. That's not what I wanted to see. That's not exciting. All right, so still no Poop Burke for me. I think I have like two. Wait, do I have them here? I do. I have one. Okay. In my possession, I have one regular Poop Burke and two drag form Poop Burks, which is nice. But I do need 2 more drag forms and 3 more regular drag force. So that sucks. I probably won't be building this anytime soon, but I mean, hey, honestly, this might be for my benefit because this deck is actually like the worst thing ever. I'm just building it because it looks cool. The real thing I need to do is finish dolls. I think I forgot to order them. I just need a couple more. I need 2 more of the double rare. I have all the new stuff. I need 2 more of the double rare, and I'll have dolls finished. So I need to order that. I don't think I did. Awkward. I'm not gonna check on stream because that'll show you my address. Yeah, but yeah, the cyclers are so bad. Luckily, I got my red cyclers when they came out, so they were cheap. Now they're like $1 billion probably. Thanks, Anime Protect. I don't even have a TCG locals. Well, hopefully he doesn't. Well, I mean, it's so hard to be worse than Akina and the other one, Yu Yu. But you know, they made Akina, so they might find a way. Honestly, that might not be like the most surprising thing in the universe. Youthberg has been the best Phantom I've played. Has he been the only Phantom you've played? The Akino is so bad. You must have only played Youthberg. What else in this? I mean, there's nothing else to really care about. Like, you know the set's bad when Belfior Mayor is $7. This card should not be $7. Which is shocking, too, that, like, the green is only 7. Alright, whatever. I mean, I guess that's what the triples are. But yeah, Vanguard is as expensive as ever. Wah, wah. Freaking stupid Vanguard. What the heck, man? What the heck? I liked Yu Season 1. I mean, was he even a character Season 1? I was just like a guy. And I guess he was just like a kid. He was like fine in Season 1. That's his like introduction. He gets to be like whatever the heck he wants to be in Season 1. He'll never stand up to Aichi the Goat. A case only gives you a little half a playset or higher. Oh, a case doesn't even give you a playset. A case only gives you like 3 of each triple rare. It sucks. Hey, at least Gobelius is $2. You want to play Gobelius Phantom? He's like $2. Oh, I know why. Belfior is $7 because of the girl tax. It's a maid. It's a girl in a maid outfit with a sword. That's why she's $7. That's the real answer. Not even a Persona or Free Ring can get me back in the Vanguard. I mean, those decks are probably going to be, like, cheap. Gobelius has been the worst Phantom? That's fair. That's fair. I haven't played it yet, but it, like... At least it does something new. Like, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. But at least it does something new. It's not a deck from 2022. You know? It's like, it could be, I feel like that's a little worse. Just 4 and they showed Aichi and G. Dude, Aichi's comeback in G was legendary. That's my go. This card actually looks kind of sick. That's a really cool for FR. Do you read that deck's kind of poopy butts? Kind of poopy butts. Yeah, this is not good. But I think, like, the Freer and stuff might be cheap. I know I built it for pretty cheap. Oh. How do you spell Freerin? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Starks. Starks are the big one. This is a retro. He's back down. Okay, when I was picking up my Starks, they were like $15. I had to like scrounge. Luckily, my friends had a couple copies I bought off them for $5. Okay, Stark being 5 is great. Stark's 5. Freeren's 5, which kind of sucks. You need Stark and Freeren, and you need a couple copies of this guy. And then she's like $1. And then that's it. And the rest of the deck is like pennies. The rest of the deck is pennies. And I went 4-0 with this at locals like 2 Saturdays ago. So like the collab decks tend to be pretty cheap. We'll see if this remains true for Persona, but free rent is like very buildable. It's a little expensive. It's probably gonna run you like 50, maybe a little bit above 50. Also depends on if you want to play Red OT or not. But like you can build free rent for probably about 50, which I guess is still like kind of pricey. That's not the cheapest thing. Like there are probably cheaper decks than that, but like these being so self-contained is nice. And if not, you could probably build Fern. I'm sure Fern is playable. You could build Fern for even cheaper. Oh no, I think you still play this because this would search Soltrox. Because Soltrox in normal order. Yeah, this is right. No, it's a set order. Soltrox is set order. Mirren hits normal order. Okay, no, so you probably don't even play free. Yeah, you don't really need free rent. I mean, you could still play her for like comboing with Stark, but I bet Fern is cheaper if you really wanted like a budget free rent deck. Fern is cheap and very playable. But free rent's also really good. Maybe not really good, but it's like very playable. It can blow people up. I have like a bad experience with the Vanguard community and the fact that most decks play the same. Being down aggro decks really just sucks, dude. I mean, yeah, having the Vanguard community suck is terrible, right? That doesn't help. And then yeah, all the decks are very samey. Like when you do like really break it down, every deck is doing the same exact thing. You're just doing a different flavor of it. So it really comes down to if you like how much you love the flavor. Like for me, I'm like, I love doing the same thing but in different ways because my cards look pretty. So I like it. I don't care. But like if there was no art on Vanguard cards, the game would be like unplayably bad. Hololive is more expensive than free index, but still not planning on coming. Dude, Hololive is the most expensive game ever. Can I for Persona cards need Persona right to your effects work? Probably yeah. Probably yeah. Hey, just draw it. Just draw the grade 3. Just draw it. Hololive sucks for a very, very for one singular specific reason. Is it even on here? No, it's down here. Yikes. I'll take any set. Like, give me the newest set. Shop now. All right, we'll go high to low. Let me skip through like the okay. So like, what are the rarities? Oh, I forget what the rarities are. Frick. Does it top out at double R or is it SR? Is it SR? No, these look like alts. These definitely look like alts. I think it's double rare. Yeah, I think this is the biggest base. I think it's the base. Narissa deck is 200 plat. Yeah, I think this is the base max rarity, if I'm not mistaken. So if you look, right, really cheap. The most expensive double rare in the set's $1.69. Dude, the rarities in this game are so confusing. Double rare is the max rare. Okay, awesome. The most expensive card in this set is only $1.69. How the heck is this game? How can this game be so expensive? Why is it so expensive? Well, this is a leader game. This game has leaders, and for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to make the leader. Oh, I guess. Wow, this set's actually great. What the heck? Okay, never mind. This is a bad example. Okay, new set. New set's actually playable. Huh. Let me go back. Maybe these decks suck. Where's the set with Narissa in it? That's probably a good example. Let me go back. Wait. Let me go back. This one. Top singles. So if we go hit the double rares. Still same deal. The most expensive double rare is the Narissa double rare at $3.50. But like that's still like really cheap. Everything else you can get for like literal cents. Okay. So it's like I want to build the Narissa deck. Right? Her big chocolatey double rare is only $3. That sounds awesome. All right, well, it's a leader game. So we need our Narissa leader. Let's go get our Narissa leader. Let's go to the leader rarities, which is OSR. I'll turn the double rare off. Our Narissa leader is $22. Huh. Would you look at that? Oh, my microphone fell. I didn't even realize. You probably couldn't even hear me during all of that. Lamau? I gotta fix that. Narissa leader, $22. And that's if you snatch this one right now. Typically $40. $40 freaking dollars. Why is this? For some reason, they had the grand idea to make the leader card, like the token that sits outside of the board that is necessary for you to like play the game. They decided to make it its own rarity, and not just its own rarity. It's a high rarity slot. This thing's like a triple rare. So every other card game on the planet has their character cards, their leader cards, in either a token slot in the set or their own rarity slot that's like either guaranteed one per pack or like replaces an uncommon, right? If you open a couple booster packs of any game with leaders, you'll be swimming in the leaders. They are extremely common and easy to acquire. For some reason, HoloLive has the great idea of making it a triple rare rarity. So I guess it went up, dipped, and then shot back up. Because it got like low-key bought out. There's only like 4 of them. So any deck you want to build is immediately price gate kept out of the gate, just for the sake of being able to build it. And this is true for so many leaders in the game. So like, let me take off the set code and we'll just look at the leaders. So like, if you want to play the Corone deck at all, you have to drop $90 just to get the leader. Just to be able to play the Crony deck in any capacity. It is a flat $90 barrier of entry. Right? Whoops, if we go back, Suisse, $52. Picora, $35. Mori Calliope, $85, and there's only 2. So, like, I don't know who this game... I mean, I shouldn't say I don't know who this game is for. I know exactly who this game is for. But, like, how are you supposed to build a deck, dude? Fuamoko, $40. A base rare. And it's just a token that lets you, like, construct the deck. That's ridiculous. These should be, like, tokens. These should not be the chocolatey money cards. The chocolatey money cards should be the OURs, the super fancy alt arts of the leader, right? Fuamoko OUR, the alt art, $250. Sure, that's fine. If you want to bling out the deck, you can drop $250 on your fancy alt art leader. That is normal and that is okay. But the base rare is a high rarity slot? What? You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. That's completely insane. What's the most expensive double rare? There even is one. And the most expensive double rare is like $12. And that's like normal triple rarity, and it's for specifically this Marine, right? But like the rest of the deck's like pretty expensive. So like, I guess the decks like are overall fairly cheap, but you are just immediately price gapped by the leader card. It's super weird. It's super weird and super random. I'm really not a big fan. I'm sure there's other things that are like randomly money. For double rare is 15, yeah. Are we playing KH eventually? At some point. We're just doing a bit of pre-ramble. For 15 just got bought out. Oh man. Yeah, so if we go actually, yeah, so if we go, I have it set to high to low. If we go double rare and we go to the back. Okay. No, it's not giving me the it's not doing the thing where it ships the market price unavailable to the back with like really expensive cards. They're just kind of up here. Fua got bought out, so this one? I guess it got bought at some this might be like a new Fua. I think there's like an old multicolored one, right? Is that a double rare? Maybe it's not a double rare? I don't know. But yeah, we're booting up Kingdom Hearts. We got some stuff on the schedule beforehand. We got a couple things on the docket before we boot up the Kingdom Hearts. We're gonna do some pre-Kingdom yapping. Everybody be doing Kingdom Hearts live. Usually everybody. Who else? Who stole my bit? And I don't care. I don't care. I don't think anyone stole my bit, but who'd be doing that? Kingdom TCG is actually really fun. You should at least try it. Play budget. I have no one to play it with, and I'd also already have people that play Pokemon. So it is like, yeah, it's better Pokemon, but like it's a really hard one to justify. It's a really hard one to justify. None of the VTubers, I don't like any VTubers, and the ones I even like passively like are not in HoloLive. People got excited. I guess that is what it is. Yeah, people are high up for Kingdom Hearts 4. I started the trend, guys. I revitalized the trend of playing Kingdom Hearts on stream in the great year of 2026. No, that's from the game announcements. There's no VTubers I like, and like no one I know wants to play it. It is kind of pricey, and it also is just Pokemon, which is a game I'm not like super fond of. But if I wanted to play Pokemon, I'd low-key just go play Pokemon. Wish I was a YouTuber. Dog, we could solve that right now. Just do it. Just click the button. just do the thing. What is stopping you? Unless it's like time. No, you're watching the stream right now. You could be streaming right now, but instead you're watching this. What is stopping you? As Crony said, he brought back. We don't speak of that here. We don't speak that name in this chat. That is he who shall not be named. So I can play talking to people while still looking parts. Do it. Just do it. What's stopping you? Nothing. What is stopping you? I recommend it. I highly recommend it. It's a blast. It's super fun. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough when it's like, I mean, I commend Hololive for stealing from something that hasn't been stolen from, i.e. Pokemon, but like, it is tough when it's like, I don't know, man. I don't like Hololive enough. He did great with Castlevania. I've heard mixed things about Castlevania. I haven't seen it. I think it's good on it. It's one of those, I think it's like, Castlevania's good on its own, but if you know the source material, you might get a little bit peeved. But it does nothing like egregious. But also I haven't like watched a lot of it. I don't really care. I don't play Pokemon solely because Studio Group rejected me to be on their teams. That's crazy. What do you mean to be on their teams? Like testing circles, or like does Pokemon actually run team events? Editing and all the important stuff? Well, if you stream, you have to edit nothing. Big. Big. If you just stream, there's no editing to be done. Right? That's like the ultimate cheat code. Like a group faction? Oh, just like a friend group? Just blow them up at locals. Just blow them up. Just like top locals, and then bada bing, bada boom. Everyone's gonna be like, you gotta get in on our testing circle. You're so good. You just gotta show them who's boss. That's like the goal. Let me swap back to this cam. You just gotta show them. You just gotta show them what's up. Oh, it's so hot in here. I need this heat wave. This heat wave needs to go away. It needs to leave forever. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't have equipment. You don't need like that much. Well, I guess if you're on your phone, you don't. If you have a PC, it could be cheap. You just need a PC. Go buy a super cheap USB microphone, like maybe like a mic stand for it. You don't even need like a crazy mic stand. You just need like a little tripod. And then like a cheap webcam. You can get a Logitech C920 for like I think like $40 or something. Probably even cheaper. That's all you need. That's really all you need. Hello, Solid TCG Red Zone. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Do you care about Pokemon like the games? I haven't played a Pokemon game. I guess I did play Scarlet and Violet, but I low-key forgot about it. It was really easy to the point where I just kind of forgot about it. I don't think I ever finished it. I never finished Scarlet and Violet, but before Scarlet and Violet, the last Pokemon game I played was X and Y, I think. So, no, not really. But, like, maybe, I don't know. If maybe I'd stream it. Could be chill. I did this they still wanted me because they didn't know me for 20 plus. Wait, I did that and they wanted me because they didn't know me for 20 plus years. I mean, that's just one of the tough things about life. Not everyone, if someone does have like a really close knit, super tight friend group, that can be really hard to infiltrate. Not everybody wants to be friends with everybody, which sucks. You know, is what it is. But that does suck. That does really suck. That's for sure. They don't. Yeah. That definitely does suck. But like, infiltrating extremely tight-knit groups can be tricky. But it do be like that. I mean, surely there's like more people at the locals, right? Is it just them? I would imagine that there's more people. But also like Pokemon players are kind of that. Right now I'm playing KH1. Hey, we just beat KH1. We beat it 2 days ago. It was crazy. It took like 11 hours, but It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Wind and Wave is gonna be insane. Yeah, maybe I'd stream like Wind and Wave. I had to hook up the Switch. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. That's gonna be the trend at the time. When it drops, everyone's gonna be like, oh, everyone's streaming Wind and Wave. No, I can't stream Pokemon because my Pokemon playthroughs would be so boring. The attack doesn't deal damage. Why would my Pokemon learn an attack that doesn't deal damage? I click Flamethrower and my opponent dies. Like, that's my playthrough. So I mean, it'd be a, like, yapping stream, but like it would not be the most engaging playthrough of all time. So I don't know how enjoyable that would really be. I buy 2 Battle Spirits deck. They look awesome. Are they Japanese or English? They better be the Japanese ones, because those are sick. The English ones are poopy doopy. But I recommend it. It's just them at locals. Your regular 20 people in that locals that only play Pokemon. Wait, there's 20 people that are all... wait. I thought you were saying you couldn't join a circle of like 5 guys. You're saying there's a 20-man Pokemon locals that apparently is all a tight-knit group that has known each other for 20 years. Are these guys like 50 years old? What? How old are these guys? They're like, we all went to school together? 20 people? Like, surely there's a way to weasel yourself into a friend group of 20 people. That's just like going to high school. Like, that's just what high school is. They're doing Legends gameplay going forward? Okay. Right, surely there's something else afoot there. Not the 20-man friend group. Like active turn based is what active turn based. Oh, like the old like the Legends Z stuff where it's like you throw the Pokemon and then you can run around and you can have it blast yourself with Hydro Pump or something. That looks fun. That could be really fun. I think that could be really chill. And that could be fun. That could be kind of chill. I still can't get over the 20-man friend group. Oh well. All right. Let us commence forth. We have some stuff on the docket. For those who may have noticed. Oh, I should pull up. Hold on. I might need to pull up Twitch. For those who may have noticed, I snuck a little last-minute thing onto the stream schedule. We got a little bit of surprise. A little surprise. Recom always gets me curious about the paper T or CCG from way back. Yeah, fun fact, Fantasy Flight Games canned that in the same article where they canned UFS, the Ultimate Fighting System, which was really funny. But yeah, maybe one day I'll like, for the lulz, do a deep dive of the KH2CG. That could be kind of chill. That could be kind of silly and goofy. Each of those 3 teams has like 5 to 10 guys in there. 2 of them have like 5. The other 2 has like 10, and those guys have known each other since high school. No. So it's like a locals of like 3 different teams. That's just a weird locals that I don't even think I'd want to participate in myself. If the locals is like 20 people divided into like 3 teams, I'm good. I'd just go to a different locals. Follow a lot of leagues instead of this game. It's insane how long it takes place in islands and you should play the area. Okay. I don't play the Pokemon games really. Yeah, maybe one day we would deep dive the Pokemon's TC or the Pokemon's the Kingdom Hearts TCG. That could be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie though, it looks kind of lame. I did like stumble into it when I was googling some like articles for other stuff. It looks not. Well, I don't know. It looks kind of bland. But that could be fun to do like at some point. Store's really close mine at AF. Yeah, that's just like a super weird store. It looks awful. Yeah, right? I'm like, it looks really bad. It looks really bad. But maybe it could be fun to yap about, right? Which one? The old Fantasy Flight one. The old FFG. Well, it looks like the old FFG Kingdom Hearts card game. Let me. Is it this? Oh, hold on. We'll pull it up real quick. Kingdom Hearts TCG. Image. This looks right enough. Sure, this looks close enough. This game. It looks it sure is a game. Is this the FFG one? I think it is. This is made by Tomy. Yeah, I think this has the FFG logo. Yeah. Okay, FFG just did the American translation, and then they dropped it. Okay, it is this game. It is. Look, you can get Sephiroth. You can get Sephiroth. Oh my gosh! I think I'm better community now. If a group wants to be then amazing, you can wait patiently. Hey, there you go. That's good. Okay, glad to see we're chilling. Glad to see we're chilling. But yeah, it looks a little. I mean, maybe it's neat, but it does look kind of a little meh. It definitely looks a little meh, to say the least. You can fight him in one. I know. I'm not doing all that. I don't care. I ain't doing all that. I can do the shadow guy. I love the freak. I love the little shadow guy. This guy's a little freak. I don't know. They got level power. I'm assuming like a little attack defense. You can't really see it because of chat, but you get the vibes. You get the vibes. Wait, does that say? Okay, no. No card type. Okay. Yeah, maybe one day we'll give it a look, but it does look a little bit bare bones. I'm not sure I'd have a whole lot to say about it. Let's hear from what I heard for some people. Maybe it's peak. Maybe it's peak. It could be peak for all I know. It's just, it's one of those things where the card, it's what, like sometimes you hit a TCG and like, one of the things at least I think is like important in a card game is you need to be able to like show someone a card and they go, that looks sick. I want to play that, right? I want to be looking at those cards in my hand when I'm playing the game. And some games have cards where you look at them and you go, that does not excite me very much. So I think it is important just to have your game like just look, they're not even cool, but look interesting to new players that have no idea what the game's about, right? But if I look at a game and I'm like, this game looks a little bare bones. Actually, no, that's more of a me thing. That's me having too much inside baseball. I take that back. I take back what I said. Energy footage of the game is speak. Dude, it looks so. Dude, Naruto CCG had so much swag. Naruto CCG just had aura. It was early 2000s aura, but it was aura nonetheless. Like this. This is style. Can I pull up a big image? This was epic. This was epic. You see this and you're like, that looks awesome. I'm playing that game. This looks cool. They did drop Netrunner? Yeah, I mean, 2012? No, it would have been way. I think Netrunner came out in 2012 and it dropped in 2018. Yeah, I think they canned it in 2018. I don't know if they got a phase at Ansem card. I'm sure there is. If you go like, watch me hit like spoilers. Watch me like random spoilers through doing this. Oh, he's like a 10. He's a level 10. Level 10, 7 HP. He's humongous. I don't think he has 9 phases though. You cannot play attack cards, fiend cards, and magic field cards. You might put your deck cards into your friend. Wait, what? You may put your deck cards into your friend area as if they were fiend cards. You may play dark cards of the same name in this manner. The support value of dark cards played into your fiend area is half of their power value, rounding down. Treat these cards as both dark cards and friend cards. So he just like, I guess he pulls like a, shoot, what's the buddy fight flag that changes your deck around? He turns your entire deck into dark. And then just, like, makes you play the game differently. I mean, he's cool and big. He's cool and big. Alright, he's cool and big. Evil World. Let's It's not Evil World. Lost World. Yeah, he Lost Worldifies your deck. That's kind of cool. Probably. I guess. Yeah. It's in the can to good games. Kingdom Hearts probably good. Oh, FFG's put out some real stinkers. They've put out some poop. So I don't know if I would say that. But yeah, Mythos card stuff aura. No, they don't have the early 2000s swag. They try to have 2026 swag, and we know 2026 swag. Look, 2026 swag looks like buns. It's the meme of the like all the corporations unsoulifying their logos. Okay, chat. We're gonna be yapping. We're gonna be yapping. I gotta figure out how we're setting this up now. This is a very last minute thing. We just like call in or how we? There we go. There we go.
What up?
What up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's good.
You want cams over there? So nah. What up?
We can do that. Actually, that makes more sense. Yeah.
I will figure it out. I click this button. I click start a virtual webcam.
And then we do that button.
And
then turn on. Oh,
nice. Hey, look at that. It is question mark. This one. Click this. Does this work? Hello, can you see me?
Almost. You got the little
It's
OBS
thinking.
logo.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hold on, I'll figure it out.
Build out
I do this professionally.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I know that won't work because this
UX.
is currently talking to.
The bit fancy camera.
Yeah. Why won't this work? None of these make sense to me.
The virtual
Okay,
thing.
no.
It should just be the virtual camera.
It should just be there. OBS virtual cam. Why do you not work? Stop running virtual cam. Maybe it has to be my whole screen,
For slaps.
my scene, and then this. Did that work?
Nope.
I'm gonna leave the call and come back. Okay. It's not letting me. Yeah, I don't know why it's being cringe and lame.
Yeah, I just hit the virtual camera button and it started working.
Yeah. Are you on regular OBS or Streamlabs?
Regular OBS.
Mm-mm.
You on the Streamlabs?
No comment.
Boo. That's probably why.
Yeah. It's genuinely, yeah, probably.
That's no worky.
Okay. Well, I guess not. I guess not.
I guess
That
you're
sucks.
just disembodied voice.
Yeah, that's fine. Hello. What do you want me to call you? Bacon?
Yeah.
Saver? Mr.
Just call me
Bacon? Mr. Saver.
That's, legitimately, that's my last name. So that's just what I go by.
I see. Anonymity on the internet not existing. I agree with it.
They're
agree
going
with
to
it
find
fully,
out one
actually.
way. So, I'll get ahead
Yeah.
of it.
That's how I feel. I'm the exact same way. Anywho. Hey, I'm
There
on
we go.
your thing now. So first and foremost, holy cow, what an you can use the stream. You can use the stream kit to have something. I'm just gonna share. I mean, it's easy for me. It's tough for you, right?
I think is there like does Twitch have like this like that new like dual stream feature thing?
Yeah, I mean, we can like whatever. I could just middle screen top right you and just like you. I'm sharing my Discord and I can see you.
Right.
It's you just can't see me at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing.
I just have you.
So like my voice would be like a little
behind, a little laggy.
Ooh,
Oh, we have
this
the
is
little
perfect.
infinite. Oh, we got the infinite
This
loop
is
going.
perfect.
We got the infinite loop going. Oh, we got the infinite loop going. Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
First and foremost.
Yep.
Holy cow! What an incredible video.
Thank you.
Wow. Very, very awesome. I watched it today,
Okay.
and
You should have watched it on
somebody in my
stream.
chat
That's
has
free
already said,
content.
and I'll quote, "This looks like the best video anybody in UVS has made, maybe ever, and I'm counting myself." He is a creator. The production
Hey.
value is solid as fuck, which is a crazy thing to come and say into my chat.
It's also just a lie.
I then proceeded to show him
Production value.
Metalhead from the TMNT versus the Big Mouth Titan gameplay video that I put out like a year ago. And I was just
Okay.
like, how did you not love and respect these two beloved IP characters from this awesome IP?
Clearly, they don't know
Like,
ball.
everybody's favorite character, Metalhead, and everybody's
Yeah.
favorite character, Big Mouth Titan from the titular anime Attack on Titan.
No, I agree.
So
love Attack on
what I
Titan.
wanted this call to be about is, first off,
Yeah.
a bit of glazing. This is amazing.
Oh,
What a
yeah.
great video you made.
Thank you.
And
thank
second, how dare you?
I will.
How dare you call my, how dare you call my game IP slop?
That's what I do. That's what I do. That's my brand.
It was fun, it was good, but I wanted to push back a little bit on your thoughts and challenge the things that you said
I love
as
being
somebody's been playing the game for a very long time.
Mhm.
I started the game 8+ years ago, back with the Mega Man IP, and
Okay,
that is the
Unc.
thing that got me into the fighting game,
Mhm.
not a fighting game.
Fair.
We'll save that. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to talk and push back on some of these things and like get a more flushed out opinion rather than
Yeah.
just like the quick little anecdotes that you said.
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, you started playing when?
I started. I think it was set 2. It just come out, and I remember set 3 spoilers being a thing.
For the MHA card game.
Yes. Yeah. For MHA.
Okay. Can this is that's when I thought. I actually thought you were like a set 1 kid.
I think I like heard about it with set 1 and then never like tried it until set 2.
So my question for you is, why weren't you a UVS guy?
Why wasn't I a UVS? Well, I was for a little bit.
Or sorry, not UVS, UFS guy.
UFS
Sorry, why were you
guy.
not a Universal Fighting System guy?
I didn't know the game existed.
You didn't know the game
Didn't know the game existed.
Okay.
I think I might have like vaguely seen a Mega Man tin on TCG Player or Amazon.
Okay. And you think that has anything to do with the IPs that existed inside the game? Because my overall point, and this is the point that I have made, because my stance on it, from watching your video, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, your stance on universes as a whole is it should be the fighting game card game.
Yeah.
And I vehemently disagree.
Okay.
I think that it shouldn't be that. Because I like the game and I want to have players, and you yourself didn't know about the game when it was the fighting game card game, and you found it when it was the My Hero anime card game, right?
Yeah.
That's my biggest bash of heads that I wanna take away is just like, man, if I could just have Ryu fight Terry Bogard for the rest of my life, I think I'd be down. But it would be 6 guys in a basement doing it. And
well, to respond, I think when Universes was that, it was during an era when Magic the Gathering was 6 guys in a basement doing it. Post-COVID, like card games just as a hobby have exploded, and there are like more people playing them than ever. Grading your stupid Pokemon cards on PSA is like a mainstream thing. So people are much more just aware of card games. Like I think it wasn't until My Hero where like you could walk into a locals and see UVS on a shelf.
Yeah, totally. As somebody who, in order to help keep the game alive during COVID, would spend like a 2-day solo casting web or online tabletop simulator games for our game, with the company giving out real prizes via TTS events.
Yeah.
Like I sold some of those promos literally for like $50 a pop a couple of weekends ago, just because like they're unobtainium. It was a one-time weekend event. Please come and play the game. Please keep us alive. Yada yada.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe with anybody who says let's get more fighting games in universes is just that nobody cares about fighting games on like a large scale like they do My Hero, like
Hmm.
they do Attack on Titan, like they do TMNT, like they do a ton of other IPs.
Sure.
And I think that if you take the idea of take fighting game out of it and be like, this is a combat centric card game, very similar to what Flesh and Blood is doing,
Hmm.
which you brought up in your video expertly, and you were just made it like, hey, I want to put a bunch of fighting shonen type ideas inside the card game. I'm so down, right?
Yeah.
I don't think in the comparison to Weiss, and
Hmm.
this is not an IP that I think Weiss could get.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Doki Doki Literature Club should exist in my card game.
It could exist in Weiss. It makes sense
could
in
exist in
Weiss.
Weiss, right? Because you are putting on that stage play here. Let's go through the
Hmm.
plot and let's look at the highlights of what happened inside the show.
Yeah.
Whereas like anytime that two people fight or battle or whatever, like you could put it into our game. And I think that it is there's something there mechanically.
Hmm.
And that's like my big pushback because UVS Games went to Evo
Yeah.
this like past weekend or whatever.
Right.
We're not gonna see any people from Evo. That's not going to happen.
Unless. No, you don't get. I got the life hack. I got the hack. I got the life hack. You
Give
texted
the
me
little life
today.
hack.
I'm in the middle of editing a video. We gotta just trick people into watching Universe's content. You just gotta. We just gotta trick them.
I mean, I dig it. I mean, it would help me grow. That's for sure. I'm down for the tomfoolery. Let's do it. I I I I I feel it. I feel it.
I do think though, Universes kind of has to be the fighting card game because that's just what it is. Because the whole game is you're throwing attacks in like high, mid, and low zones. Like the core
Yeah.
conceit of the game is it's like we took fighting game words and put them on the cards.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I super agree with you that like that's the origin,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is like the core concept.
Yeah.
But like there's just so much combat in things
Sure.
that you can just translate it to everything else. Like you were bad talking on the critical role critical role coming into the game. That is such a more interesting space to me to have critical role fans be able to sit down and play this game in a shorter amount of time than it is for them to go listen to a 4-hour podcast.
Mhm.
Let me actually like expand upon that
Yeah.
thought just a little bit, right? We went to Evo for Tekken and Street Fighter and all of this.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to play a Tekken set? Like the full 2 out of 3?
The full 2 out of 3. What's the rounds have timers, right? What's the round
Yeah.
timer on Tekken? Like 2 minutes.
Imagine like 90 seconds.
the 90 seconds.
I'd
Okay,
imagine.
90 times 3, so it takes you about like maybe 4.5 minutes to play a set.
Okay, so I love Tekken and I can
Okay.
play a singular set in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What about that makes me go, I love Tekken so much that I'm going to go buy lottery tickets and go spend an hour of my time to go play with the cool Tekken characters that I have. I'm such a fan
Yeah.
of of this fighting. I'm such a fan of Ryu that instead of playing 10 games of Street Fighter, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go play a singular slogfest for an hour.
I don't. Does
Like-
anyone legitimately think that way though? I don't think anyone legitimately like divides their time by like the set. Like I'm not gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get to play 5 exact Tekken sets today. I feel like half the Tekken community is like, I'm gonna rage queue until I beat somebody, or I
Sure.
like rank up to where
You-
I want to be.
I fully hear you. And you're allowed to do that, and you're allowed to think that way because
Mhm.
you are allowed to just press the go again button,
Right.
right? Because sets are they're 3 minutes.
Yeah, they're really short.
Right?
You just keep going. Yeah.
My sets are. I get OT'd. But like you
Yeah.
like I am like nobody thinks that way. When I got into card games, I thought that way. My first big hobby that I played with my friends was Warhammer.
Okay.
I played Warhammer 40K, and we played like these big 4-on-4, 8,000 point games, and then
Okay,
one of
money
us would get
bags.
knocked out. I was a dumb teenager who had a job and then no bills. So obviously, obviously,
Jeez.
yeah. And so like we play these massive games,
Mhm.
and then two of us would get knocked out, and the two other people would keep playing, and so we picked up Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And so like we knocked out 6 Yu-Gi-Oh matches by the time that they finished their game, and nobody wanted to start up another Warhammer game because that was
Yeah.
already a 6-hour endeavor.
Super long.
And so like we just like kicked it back in. The gameplay loop
Mm-hmm.
of fighting games and video games in general is just faster than card games.
Right.
And in a world where I think that everybody's looking to have their endorphin loops shortened, thank you TikTok. I don't think that if you have an IP that references a thing that the endorphin loop is lower, that you are like you can make. Why would I do this one thing with the IP's isn't strong enough? I think is my point. The gameplay is, but the IP as a whole, which was like the point of the video of IPs in card games,
Right.
the IP just isn't strong enough when it comes to fighting games. And that's I believe that for everything, right?
Sure.
Like I don't think that nobody is, if they made an entire set of Magic the Gathering for Tekken, like it wouldn't go gangbusters,
Probably
right?
not.
Like it just wouldn't.
Sure.
But at that same idea, I can go do Final Fantasy because I can have the fun and the gameplay loop of playing my super dope Cloud Strife cards in an hour and a half rather than going and spending 30 plus hours going and playing Final Fantasy 7 again, right? Like it is all this like loops come down smaller and smaller and smaller.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, to that logic, like, why does anyone play like Fortnite or Apex Legends? Like, if I'm bad and I queue into a Fortnite match and like I spend 10 minutes just running around picking up loot, and then the second I see somebody, I die in 4 seconds, and I gotta start the loop all over again. Like, if the argument is like purely like time investment, like by that logic, everyone would be playing Call of Duty TDM, but no one is. Everyone's playing Warzone, which is like an objectively longer format.
Do you think that a Fortnite card game that was like designed from the ground up and had a 50-minute timer for a singular round would work? Imagine the game was perfect. It was like mechanically, like you were cranking 90s and doing all of that shit. And it was like it translated so perfectly.
Sure.
Do you think that a Fortnite card game would take off?
Well, people are already like lambasting Magic the Gathering for being the Fortnite card game.
Not the question I asked.
Okay. Then it's like, does it appeal to 6-year-olds?
A great question.
Right? Because like that's the big
Yeah.
thing of like 6-year-olds love to be like, I get to play Master Chief and Goku in my game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
And the gameplay loop is that they're playing the like how long is a Fortnite round?
Well, it depends on how quick you die.
Or if we're talking about 6-year-olds, how quick is a Fortnite round?
Yeah, I haven't played Fortnite in 20.
I've played
15.
maybe 6 games ever.
Yeah, right. 20 minutes?
20. Okay, you can technically play 3 games of Fortnite in the time that it takes to play 1 game of Universes at
Yeah.
like the full
Right.
length, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like this same idea with why I think Riftbound works is I don't want to go play it's the same idea of playing a 40-minute game of League and playing a 40-minute game of cards.
Okay.
They're the same length.
Sure.
If League was a 5-minute game in and out, I don't think that Riftbound would sell very well because I'll just go play League.
Okay. So like the issue is the games are too long.
I think that if we're strictly looking at IP,
Sure.
it needs to be a different experience and I'll use the word better experience than the OG in Universe's case, the fighting game aspect of it.
Okay. What about my perfect world example of they make an original fighting game IP that is better than Red Horizon.
That isn't Rebel Frontier?
Yeah, that isn't Rebel Frontier.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little backstory of me personally in chat.
Yeah.
You're going to hate this. I am not a Red Horizon fan.
Mm-hmm.
I am also not a Rebel Frontier fan.
Mm-hmm.
They are whatever for me.
Sure.
I do not care about these IPs at all.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is if they do more with, if they actually flesh out what a Red Horizon universe is, and they are allowed to build it up in the same way, I'll use these dirty words again, like Flesh and Blood has done with the World of Wraith.
Sure.
And you can go in and you can like scroll through thousands and thousands and thousands of words of lore based on this. Sure. If you make it interesting and you can do something cool and have it have a real purpose to do so, right?
The reason I say not Red Horizon is because Red Horizon was like kind of chopped from the start because it was just a bunch of random OCs and like DeviantArt artists, and the lore had to be like reverse engineered to like somehow make sense. So I'm saying like, yeah, you like start from scratch, build an actual like universe, and go from there. Like Exceed Seventh Cross, which I think is a UFS set.
So they shared, right?
Yeah.
So Exceed and sorry, what's the name of the company for Exceed?
Level
7?
99. Level 99.
Level 99. So Level 99 and Jasco Games shook hands and went, hey, I'm going to give you some Red Horizon characters for you to make an expansion for your game.
Yep.
And you're going to give me these to put in my game. And then everybody loved it, right?
Yeah, that was a
Because
fun
the
chicken and egg
characters were unique
situation
and whatever.
for me.
'Cause it was, say again?
I said that was a really fun chicken and egg situation for me to figure out.
Yeah. It was just an IP swap of, hey,
Yep.
I need a set, and hey, I need a set. I got some OCs.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
use my characters.
Right.
Please steal. It's I just like when it comes to the idea of like IPs and card games to like zoom out.
Yeah.
It's just like how do I engage with this medium
Mm-hmm.
in a both in the Venn diagram of both a different way and some would say like a better way, right? Like if like the friction that has to be involved when it comes to card games and playing even more than casually, which gets into its own set of problems with UVS, right? Our card game isn't casual and it's an IP based card game.
Sure.
And IP card games attract casual players. And our
Oh,
card
yeah.
game is fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
Our card game is so hard.
Yeah.
You in your video, which was expertly made, spent 7 minutes explaining the bare bones and then went, we don't have to talk about these two card types. Also, since you've been out of the game, we've now added 2 more.
Yup.
So
Wait, 2?
it's 2.
Oh, nuts.
Tekken's coming out with a card type as well.
Oh, I did not put that in the video. I have to go.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? The dorks will comment and it'll just help you.
You forgot about the stage cards. I did forget about the stage cards.
Actually, they're arenas.
Those arenas. Nah, nice.
But like when it comes to IPs, I just think that you have to like
Mhm.
pick good ones.
Obviously.
And I don't think that fighting games are good ones for card games. I just like
Mhm.
as somebody who has begged and pleaded for more Street Fighter sets and then
Yeah.
watched Street Fighter bomb and then be like, fuck yeah, dude, we got Mortal Kombat. There's so much blood on our cards. And
Yeah.
then Mortal Kombat bombed.
Was this
And
UFS
then
or UVS?
UFS.
Okay.
We got Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty Gear, I think, was the worst selling product of last year. It bombed.
Was it because of
like,
Guilty Gear? Because of like the set structure? Because it was some weird half set.
So it was an experiment on cheaper product,
Mhm.
right, for the consumer.
Yeah.
You got less cards,
Mhm.
but I mean, if we want to get into like the business structure of UVS, it's like I don't agree with basically anything they do on the business side, right? Like, how were there not starter decks their starter decks are not good, or like
Yeah.
are not good at like explaining the game. Like there's a thousand things to like dissect when it comes to UVS. But
I,
like when it comes to like the things that they're picking,
yeah.
I think that they are picking cool things, even the fighting game stuff, right?
Oh
To the
yeah.
point where, as a UVS fan,
Mm-hmm.
right? I like universes.
Yeah.
I have a planned stream. I had a stream 2 weeks ago, and I've meant to do this. I've bought the game. Where I
Right.
went back and I looked at all of the Tekken lore. I know nothing about Tekken.
Right.
And I watched an hour and a half long video on Tekken's 1 through 7.
Yeah.
And it was a wild ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm planning on playing through Tekken 8 so that whenever I get all these cards, I'm like, oh shit, these are cool. These are
Makes
dope.
sense.
I wouldn't do that if I like didn't care about the IP.
Sure.
Or I didn't care about the game, rather.
Yeah.
When it comes to My Hero, I had watched all the source material first.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when I open the cards, I go, oh shit, I remember this part. It's so dope.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, my pushback to that would be that's because like you are already like an entrenched UVS player, so you get to experience them
Yeah.
that way. I was making the video for new players, like look at the game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna like
Oh,
see the
fully
UVS
agree.
card on the shelf and be like, oh, I should watch that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Right. But at some point, so like the idea of IP games are the IP hooks you,
Right.
and then hopefully the mechanics keep you.
Yes.
And I believe that Universes has that potential.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's capitalizing on it every second of every day,
Yeah.
there's a big question.
Yeah.
But it has that potential
Mm-hmm.
to the point where like you said that you weren't like enthusiastic about like Godzilla.
Oh,
Are you not a Godzilla fan?
not a Godzilla fan. I don't care. I don't.
Not a Critical Role fan?
Who's got the time for that?
They came out with a TV show, man.
Yeah.
You got
I've
time
seen
to watch
I've
TV?
seen a bit of the TV show. I saw half of season 1
They're-
and some of season 2.
They're the same guys.
Yeah. No, I know.
They're the same guys.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Like, so when it like when there are IPs that you see
Mm-hmm.
and you like and enjoy, you can hook onto that. You
Right.
like Turtles?
Yeah.
Are you a Turtles fan?
Me personally.
Are you gonna go? Yeah, you personally.
Oh, I can go either way. I don't really care about Ninja Turtles.
Okay, that's.
I will
So,
say,
and
I don't know
and
if you
so
have. I don't know if you have my
Go ahead,
stream
go ahead.
open, but what got me talking about the game again was the Tekken 8 set announcement, which is sick. But also I did find that I did spy the Guilty Gear boxes in my logos, and I went a little crazy. And I might have bought a little. I bought a
that's sick.
But
Yo,
a
that's
little
dope. That's dope.
But my thing, so I agree, right? The IP is what pulls people in, and that's where my biggest problem with UVS is. Because let's say, like, example, Critical Role. That's one where I'm like, I don't know why this is here. But let's say you love Critical Role. You
Yeah.
really like Critical. You're a huge Critical Role guy. Your favorite character is Percy from the first campaign.
Yeah.
And you're
Totally.
like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play Percy. I'm gonna play Percy.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
go look up. Maybe you go like someone links you like UVS Ultra, and you go, all right, I'm gonna look because I don't know if any Percy lists have ever topped.
Mhm.
But you look up a Percy list, and you go, all right, I'm gonna play Percy. And you look up a list, and you go like, all right, he's got like 1 UR attack and like 2 Percy foundations. The rest of the deck is Attack on Titan cards. I don't know who's sticking around for that.
So that is ultimately a failing of the company,
Right? That was like the
right?
big
That's
crux
a
of my
failing of the
complaint.
company and design of not making Percy work the best with Percy cards.
Right?
Like that's I don't think that's necessarily the IP's fault, but that's like the words on the cards are not as good as words on the other cards when it comes to that guy.
Yeah.
Which is something that like I agree. I think UVS should be better at. I
Mhm.
should feel inclined to put more Percy cards in my deck and or more of this set's cards in my deck and less of the other set.
Yeah.
I should be more inclined to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I gets into a second point that I want to talk about, which is mixing IPs.
Yeah, I can go back to the IP thing. Because my other
Please.
thing with IPs sucking in new players is like if I'm in my locals and I like look at the shelf, I think the orange rebranding is really cool. It makes the product stand out really well on the shelf.
Yeah.
Like they catch your eye. But I go look at the product, I'm like, oh, it's card game. Oh my god, Attack on Titan card game. I like Attack on Titan. And you look at all the other products, like, all right, Attack on Titan, Ninja Turtles, Tekken, okay, and Star Trek. And you
Yep.
don't really know what the game is.
Have you watched Lower Decks?
No.
You should watch season 1. It's a great comedy show.
I
It's a
bet
good comedy show.
I bet it's great.
Should not be in universes.
No.
Should
What
be
is that
here.
doing? I saw
Great
that at
show.
my
Wow,
locals. I'm like, why is this in the game?
Yeah.
So like with games like Weiss, right? I look at it on the shelf and I'm like, oh, it's a bunch of animes I've probably seen, and maybe some animes you haven't seen. You're like, oh, anime card game, right? You look at Union Arena, you're like, same deal. Oh, I like Demon Slayer, Solo Leveling, Jujutsu Kaisen. I've seen all those. I like anime. But for people that look at UVS, you go like, oh, Attack on Titan. I love anime. I like Attack on Titan. And then the new Ninja Turtles movie, and then Star Trek, and like Critical Role. And it's a lot of IPs that are cool, but don't have a lot of like connection to each other. So you're kind of banking
Besides
on
the fact that they're just like inherent, and I'll use your word, action slop.
people fight each other in them. But then there's also Star Trek.
There's
Do they
conflict.
fight each other in Star Trek?
There is combat in Star Trek, but it's like
combat.
phasers and shit. But
Yeah,
like,
they're shooting guns.
continue.
Why is my gun a low? Am I aiming at his toes every single time? But it is like there's no like thematic like through line to tell you what the game is. So most people are just going to be confused and be like, oh, I guess it's like Magic the Gathering universes beyond random IPs and stuff. I can skip this one.
I will say that when it comes to universes beyond
Mm-hmm.
was it had to have been a targeted attack against UVS.
Okay.
Because we said universes beyond so much in it when like our game is called universes.
Yeah.
Tough.
Hey, they like money.
But I mean, hey, you're right. And they would love another card game off the market, even no matter how small it is.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to the IPs though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, the IP hooks you, the game mechanics work.
Yeah.
Or the game mechanics keep you.
Mm-hmm.
You play the TMNT set and you get hooked by the mechanics and you go, you know what? I also like Tekken. I'll go pick up one of these Tekken starter decks.
Sure.
The mechanics are the exact same, and you get told that, and you get this word of mouth of at your locals. How do I play this game? Hey, would you come play this game with me? Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
I am so much more interested, even when it comes to games like Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
I didn't buy the last Flesh and Blood set.
Sure.
They lost a customer because I don't care about the lightning game.
I can give you the
just don't care
Flesh and
about it.
Blood lore. Oh.
Right?
Every
Like-
time I try to play Flesh and Blood, they release the same set that I hate. It's happened twice. Maybe they hate me. I don't know.
Like I haven't bought a Flesh and Blood product since the Pirate set. Like I haven't. I just like I'm not interested.
Oh, all the sets
Which
in them
means-
have been terrible.
They lost a customer,
Right.
right? They just like as a business, they lost a customer. I'm not interested in this thing
Mm-hmm.
because even if they force me to go pick up the 3 singles that are in the back, the ancillary stuff in the back,
Right. Yeah.
I can't go find this one really cool card from
Mhm.
the main set and go pick up the singles from that and put it in, right? There are just like cool things that I'm allowed to do to like put the cards into my deck. As a card game fan,
Yeah.
I am fan of every set there are mechanics and things that I can do to put into my cool decks. And as if I'm a fan of the IP, I look at that IP and I go, this is nostalgic. I want to remember this on the table every time that I play any game, not necessarily just with my Weiss Schwartz single anime decks, right? I can mix and match and go, oh shit, do you remember when Godzilla did his big beam? By the way, I'm playing as Ryu, and he also cares about this keyword, right?
Godzilla's heat breath. That doesn't make any sense.
So when it comes to the mechanics of it,
Mhm.
right? Like if you zoom in and you get too close to like what it is a and like you try to make sense of like why are the pictures on the cards working next to each other? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I totally agree with you there. But mechanically, this is still a 5 low for 5 ranged
Yeah.
attack, which is a low fireball.
Sure.
You could have done that. Right?
I guess.
Like
Also, mechanically, the game is a
Mhm.
fighting game.
Yeah.
Right? It's like very like what's the word I'm like specifically advertised like as a fighting game.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like I feel like you should kind of lean into the things that you designed your game to feel like.
To be fair, they didn't design the game. They designed the game all the way back in 2005, 2006,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Well,
They've
sorry.
inherited this engine,
I think you should
right?
commit to what the game you have purchased was designed to be
Sure.
like.
I don't want to be not semantics, but like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
allowed to be more though, right? Because when you take and you even made the joke yourself of there's the My Hero fighting game, so I guess that fits.
Like that, I can
Homie,
see that
Godzilla
fitting.
Destroy All Monsters exists. I've
Yeah,
played Rampage,
I could
right?
see a
Me and
Godzilla
Izzy,
fighting
we've
game.
stomped on some people.
Mhm.
And like when I play Smashing Stomp, I get that feeling when it
Sure.
comes to that card. Um I do think that there are plenty of IPs that work and plenty that don't, but I think that the idea of us mixing IPs is more for me as the consumer, A, getting more bang out of my buck. I'm allowed to put these in these different things, different cards into the same deck, different decks, whatever.
Mhm.
I get more longevity out of the purchase that I made, as well as game mechanically, different conversation we can have when it comes to and this is me, my lack of knowledge. I'm asking you, the expert
Okay.
of these Bandai games.
Yeah. Oh, I
When
hate
it
those.
comes when it comes to Y Schwartz,
Mhm.
how many different ways can you build one of your anime a single column anime deck?
Boy Schwartz is a Bushy Road game.
Oh, sure, it got me there. My bad.
A lot. The way Weiss is like formatted is like you take damage, and then every time you hit a certain damage threshold, you level up. And then based on what level you're at, it's the kind of cards you're allowed to play. So if you're like about to
Mhm.
die, that's when you get your level 3s.
Sure.
And the climaxes have this thing called climax combo, where there's like a character that says if you have this climax in play, you get like a super effect. So all of your decks are built around the climax combos. You get a climax combo at level 1, and then a climax combo at level 3.
Okay.
So you basically pick which climax combos you want, and then you build your deck around that. And then if I recall, I haven't played a lot of Weiss, so I could be wrong. I think every set supports all 4 colors. So every color will get like a level 3 climax combo and a level 1. And then you can kind of mix them. Like I played a Guilty Gear deck that had like a blue level 1 Kai and a green level 3 Ramlethal.
Sure.
So that's kind of the core. And then the game has like there's so much consistent like so in this game you also refresh your deck, but the only penalty you take is 1 life, and you're refreshing your deck throughout the game constantly. So
Sure.
you have access to a ton of cards at almost all points of the game. So there's a bajillion tech options you can play. So
Okay.
you can really like technically like, you can really every anime will have like a couple builds around certain climax combos, and then there's like a billion tech options you can choose to run.
So the overall strategy,
Mm-hmm.
like the main elevator pitch,
Yeah.
there are a couple of those. You were saying there's
Mm-hmm.
main ones that they designed.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that we are a mix and match game,
Mm-hmm.
our overall designs are practically infinite.
Right.
Because if I take all of the earth symbol flipping things that the TMNT stuff does and I put it in Godzilla,
Yeah.
it is different than all of the card pool clogging that Guilty Gear did from the water symbol.
Right.
And so like because I've got this mix and match, it feels like my toys, because
Mm-hmm.
UVS Games is a toy company,
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to play with my toys bigger and better, and I get to make things that sometimes even the company didn't see. It is very fun to go to a regional and have a deck perform, and one of the devs be like, "We didn't think to test that in thing." That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool feeling. That like I feel like when you are so in your lane when it comes to you're not allowed to mix and match your toys. You need to segregate the IPs. You need to segregate your animes. That you lose a lot of the fuzziness that can exist,
Mm.
unless the game's like so incredibly designed. And again, I don't know anything about Weish. I've watched it played
Right. Oh, it
half
probably
a
makes
dozen
no
times,
sense when you look at it.
and I every time that they say the word climax, I
Yep.
giggle
Mm-hmm.
like a middle
Yep.
schooler. It's so
Climax phase.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit of all time.
Oh yeah. He turned
And
himself into a
so
pickle.
it's and like and so there's my defense for IP mixing is mechanically
Mm-hmm.
it lets you be fuzzy so much broader. And when it comes to um IP bait, if you are fans of multiple things, why wouldn't I want to put multiple things inside of the same deck? Right? Like I want to see all of the cool things together. It's when you do take and you zoom in and be like, well, now hold on. Why is Chun-Li flying the USS Cerritos from
Mm-hmm.
from the Star Trek lower decks that you lose that uh, 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 suspension of disbelief, right? Which I can agree with, which is a point. I guess to me, it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's a card game, right? I don't
Sure.
know,
Well,
like
I think you're also banking on people being fans of all of the things that you're just throwing in.
yeah,
So like with
which is
games,
why I wanted the conversation because
yeah.
you're not. Right. And you
Mm-hmm.
get to have this stance, and I get to sit across from you and be like, I don't know, just like more shit, dummy. Sorry.
Just like it all. Why don't you like
Just like
everything?
it all.
Just like all the things. What do you mean you don't like Star Trek and magic? Come on, man. Um, yeah. So the main crux of the video was more of like you can have multiple IPs in the game. I think it's fine, but it's very like you have to be intentional about picking them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a great idea to just like throw a bunch of stuff in the blender and be like, what do you mean you don't like it all? We blended it all together for you. What do you mean it tastes gross? It's all your favorite things, just in this like primordial sludge. You should love all of them, but it's like, no, I don't want all my sludge mixed together that doesn't taste great. And that was my thing with the fighting games, where it's like, okay, well, if it's all fighting games, it at least makes sense somewhat that they're all in there and you can mix them together because there's the through line of them all being fighting games. But when it's like, I love Guilty Gear, I want to play Nagora Yuki, why is there a Star Trek lower decks card in my deck? You're probably going to hit some confusion there.
I think you really got me by the balls on the Star Trek thing, so I'm gonna try and stay away from it.
When I was making the video, I was like, I keep hitting the Star Trek one too much. Like, I'm being a little mean to it, but also it's so bad.
We were also like, this is outside of the idea, right?
Mhm.
Like this
Yeah.
is outside of the idea, and it was man, the Star Trek thing was almost so dope. It was
Mhm.
almost so cool, but that's for a different time.
Yeah. Or like,
Uh,
even again, the Naga deck has like 2 critical role cards in it, and if you're like,
Yeah.
I don't like high fantasy stuff, I play like cool anime fighters.
Yeah.
I don't want to play these cards in my deck.
The good news for you then is there are so many cards that you could just replace it with.
Mm-hmm.
You could just pick a different guy, and it doesn't have to necessarily be the most optimal thing in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
There are friendship buddy cards that get put into decks all the time because I like this one better than this one.
Sure.
And like that's a freedom that we get to have when it comes to multiple IP mixing
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't you don't get afforded to. Because if you are like if you're a card game spike, you're not going to care what the art is on the cards.
Oh, of course
You're
not.
just not, right? What we're arguing is the Timmy aspect of it.
Yeah.
Of just being like, holy shit, I think
Mhm.
Grog Strong Draw from Critical Role is the coolest guy of all time.
Right.
And all I want to do is swing with his big cards. And then if I looked at you and I went, I literally can't make a 60 card deck out of your things, it's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
It brings me back to Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
You can't.
See, that's a big problem.
It is, all the decks are exactly the same. Like exactly. And for that reason, I do think it's a failure.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
fair.
I think that set, as cool as it is, does
Mhm.
not hold up to the promise of you can do both.
Mm.
Right? Which normally in our game the sets can't do, right? The sets are designed to try and be played. We call them in spotlight formats.
Mm.
Where we used to play My Hero Spotlight and Attack on Titan Spotlight, and that was it, because those are the only ones where we had enough cards to like make the formats diverse or whatever.
Right.
But we couldn't because the design was not equal. If you take there were 6 sets of My Hero cards and 3 sets of Attack on Titan cards, but because of power creep, I think the Attack on Titan sets would have just raffle stomped the My Hero cards.
Mm.
And so like you couldn't even be like, you play My Hero cards and only My Hero cards versus your Attack on Titan deck and only Attack on Titan deck, and it'd be even relatively close.
Yeah.
Because they did that with the Challenger decks and they had to ban Godzilla.
Oh, I heard about that guy.
They were like, hey, you can't, hey, we're gonna do challenger decks where
Mhm.
you could pick any challenger deck straight out of the box, except for the King of the Monsters.
Oh.
That guy's a little too strong.
Yeah.
That guy hits a little too hard.
Yup.
And so, like, again, great intentions, poor execution.
Yeah.
But when it comes to IPs, I think that there is something there to be said about playing with all of your pieces. And then who knows, right? Like, you're a streamer. You don't
Yeah.
like Star Trek lower decks? Go jump on Discord with the people in your chat and be like, "Hey guys, let's go watch the first season of Star Trek and see if it's a thing that we like or make fun of."
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Like half of a brand deal when it comes to an IP is not only me consuming the thing that I like,
Mhm.
the other half is reaching across. I knew nothing about Tekken. I've not booted up Tekken 8 yet. I'm very excited to do so. If I get down with my deck building tonight very early, I might play an hour of Tekken, right?
Mhm.
Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't, but I'll have that context. I can try it, you know?
Yeah. I think all of that makes perfect sense for people that already play UVS. Like, once you are already in and playing the game, that all makes sense and works fine. My thing that I was making the video about is, like, I don't know if UVS is growing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's not at any, like, tremendously rapid rate. Or at least if it is, it's, like, on par with all of the other games adjacent to it. Like, I was trying to figure out, like, trying to math the size of the community. I can't find. Do you guys post, like, your regional attendances anywhere?
Why would they?
I'm trying to figure out how many people go to a regional.
They're so busy with Riftbound, they can't. They could not be bothered.
I just want to
No,
know how
absolutely
many
not.
people are at this regional, so I can see if it's the same size as Weiss. I think it's the
Just-
same size as Weiss, but
Just north of 100.
just north of 100. Okay, so Weiss is probably bigger then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
We have
that's-
no business like having the IP acquisition that we have.
Yeah.
genuinely.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
It
right.
is
No,
insane that we got what we got.
for sure.
It's crazy.
So my thing was like, yeah, why isn't this game growing? Why is it still so small? So everything that I complain about is from the perspective like a new player / me at my locals looking at the shelf and being like, what game do I play?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
me
yeah,
as a like new player, I'm like, I see the Guilty Gear box on the shelf. I'm like, I like Guilty Gear. I'm gonna buy that, and I buy it, and I'm like, these cards are awesome. I got my Kai Altards. I was so happy. And then I go online. And I'm like, all right, I want to put a deck together. And I see the Nago list in finals of Worlds, and I'm like, oh shoot, Nago's playable. That's
Shout out to
awesome.
Chris. Shout out
And
to
I,
around.
for real, that it was sick. But I look at the list, and it plays like 3 Nago cards. And that's where I go, oh, I was kind of hoping I could play some Guilty Gear. And while like you could always say we'll just play a like different build of the deck, barring if it's better or worse, because I'm again new player, I don't know. I'm just seeing what's played at Worlds. If you say play a different build, I'm gonna assume that it's worse than the one that wins. So like, sure, I could always just like kneecap myself and just play worse cards, but no player is going to like continuously do that for a long period of time.
No player.
Maybe
asterisks.
maybe some. I mean,
Asterisk.
there's always one guy. There's always one guy.
Where on the scale are you? Where it's like, where on the scale are you of Timmy Johnny Spike? Right? Like
Yeah.
how bad is the guy in front of you worth like trading the text on the cards? Like that's the question,
Yeah.
right? Because if I told you if you liked Nago, right
Mhm.
now I would tell you to go play Reiner Braun from Attack on Titan 3.
I don't want to play Attack on Titan. I want to play
That
Guilty
sucks,
Gear.
man. If you care about the words on the card, they're so similar. And
Right.
now in the current metagame, Reiner's just doing it better.
Doing it better.
And so the question is can you make some of these work? Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the freedom of mixing the IPs and how big it is, if Bacon, if you wanted to sit down and you wanted to grind a Nago deck right now and go take down a regional, I think you could.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could.
Well,
and it would look different than anybody else. And luckily that you've only got 99 other jabronis fighting you because our game is so small. You you could do it.
You're probably right, right? And I think
But
I
you
would
can't do it with all Nago cards because you've opened up a bunch of product and there were for my chat, sad thing, there only exists like 10 Nago cards.
Mm-hmm. And I also, I think you're 100% right. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but also the new players don't have Tamron Cardwell in their Discord call explaining to them like, how
Holy
like
shit.
no you
Said
don't
right
like
now.
it works. Like you guys just gotta like they don't have that. All they have is what they can like Google in 4 seconds, and then they're just gonna invent whatever like they see. Whatever they see, they're gonna invent the reality of that thing. So if someone when they look up the list and they go, "Oh, no Nago cards," they're just going to assume that you don't play the Nago cards. I think that is where like issue like that's where like the new players get like gate capped. But you know what UVS needs? We need draft. That's a different conversation and another video that will come
don't
out.
get me started on that. Don't get.
Yeah.
Whoa!
The video's
You
happening.
that's a big swing. You can't do that in our game. Sorry, Bucko.
That's fair.
Sorry, man. You can't do draft. Not UVS.
Find a way. There's a will. Flesh and Blood has taught us where
UVS?
there's a will, there's a way.
So UVS Flesh and Blood doesn't have lands. In our game, you have to draft your lands.
Yeah.
There's not a land box.
You don't need a land box.
You need a land box to draft
when
in
you're-
Magic.
You need a land box to draft. You don't need a land. You need a land box to draft in Magic, but your lands aren't also 2/3 of your deck. They're 1/3 of your deck.
What?
So like with Magic, if you had a game where like you had lands, you can like do that where because lands are 1/3 of your deck, they can be like a generic resource that gets cut that you don't draft because you only need 23 playables. In UVS, you can't like scrap 2/3 of the deck and only draft like 1/3. Like I think you have to draft the lands. Like there's no getting around that one. But
I had the one of the first times that we played the My Hero card game. Set 1 came out.
Yeah.
We did a pre-release. We did draft.
Okay.
I had a pro Magic player come to my store
Yeah.
and drafted 4 attack cards. Oh, sorry, no, it was the opposite. He drafted 4 foundations.
Oh. Did he know how to play the game?
And then
or was
yeah,
the,
you know, he knew how to play the game, but it was the release, and like I even gave them a starter deck to like put the cards into. It was like a demo deck, and they had to fill it out.
Yeah.
And they still just didn't have enough for like a quote unquote legal deck, and so they left round 1. They just left. They were like, "Oh, this I messed up. I'll leave."
Yeah. Would that be a pack structure issue? Because that feels like something you'd have to so intentionally do.
Game's not designed for it. Game wasn't designed for it. Game isn't designed for it. And so like there's 1,000 layers,
Right.
and I want them to get 200 people out of regional before we do drafting. I'll say that.
That's fine.
Okay, I want them to have good demo and starter deck products before we do drafting, right? I'm in for the IP.
They don't
I'm
have
in for the
demo
game.
products?
They're not very good.
Like good ones? What? That's crazy.
In my opinion, they're
That's
not good.
Y'all
Let me put my hands
y'all
up.
might be cooked. That's crazy.
Anyways, Riftbound's fun. This game's
No.
cool. Look at this one.
No, I hate that. No.
What set you off of Riftbound? Let's talk about it.
It's the most like morally, like creatively bankrupt game I've ever seen in my life.
Morally creative bankrupt. Tell me about it.
It is
Explain it to
created
me.
for the sole sake of making a card game. So what originally happened was, so they had the online game Runeterra, right?
I agree.
And they're
Yes.
like, hey guys, we can't figure out a way to monetize Runeterra. Like we've been losing money on this for 9 years. It's been like it's just been like the creative passion of the team keeping it going. I'm like, that's awesome. But also, multimillionaire selling skins company Riot Games can't figure out how to monetize a card game? That sounds kind of crazy, but whatever, it's fine. And then they used that as their reasoning for canning the game and starting Riftbound, because they're like, hey, if we sell physical cards, we can make money. But the game was only ever supposed to come out in China. It was supposed to be a China exclusive game. Like, they just wanted to make a card game and just print stuff on cardboard and hop on the One Piece trend. And, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think the original designs they, like, put out as the prototypes was a psyop to get people to hate the card frame so that when they revealed the new one, people would go, oh my gosh, it's so much better, I love this game. Because it's just a straight rip from One Piece. But it was only supposed to come out in China, and then all the Americans were like, we want card game, we want card game. I need to be able to PSA grade my card and sell it. We need the card game. And I was like, all right, I mean, I guess we'll print it in America. How do we do that? And then they partnered with UVS to get the printers, and we're like, all right, I guess we'll print it in America. And that's how we got like 1,000 translation issues and 32 erratas in the first set, because they rushed the whole thing to the printers so that they could print it in America, because it was never supposed to come out here. And now with set I think 5 is the first set that is being designed with actual like Magic pros on the design team.
Yeah, but it's fun though.
I mean, that's fine. It can be
Yeah, but
fun. I just
it's
have
like
like
so fun.
I have like a moral disagreement with the game.
Yeah, but like when I move to a battlefield and I go, do I beat it? My might's bigger than yours. And they
I
go, ah, geez, I guess you score a point. There's like lights that light up in my brain. I go, yeah, that's right.
I hate any game that counts up to scoring points. The game counts up to points, bad. Lose so much cool stuff. Also,
Why?
any game that like you win the win condition is like counting up to a point total, I hate it. Fundamentally.
Show your work.
Any game that does that devolves into a race to the top instead. Like you lose the actual decision of what. So like UVS, a great example, right? One of the biggest decisions you make in the game is when do I block versus when do I take damage, and that's a humongous like skill testing decision that you make.
Yeah.
But if it's instead it was we were playing cards to gain life, I can win the game without interacting with you at all. I just need to play enough cards that make me gain the life. This was a big thing we saw with Lorcana when it first came out. The best deck in the set was the deck that goes, I'm just going to play purple and red because it has cards. Let me bounce cards in my hand and replay them so I can just gain extra lore. And I'm just going to gain 20 lore before you do. So you get to like, you get avenues of just completely ignoring your opponent, and you lose the entire like decision tree of when and where should I take damage versus when and where I shouldn't. Like in Magic the Gathering, right? When do I block? When do I save my creatures for offense? When do I swing and take them off of defense, right? Is it good to take damage here? Do I need this padded out life total for something my opponent's going to do in the future? In games where you're counting up, it doesn't matter. The only question is, can I score the points first? And then if the answer is no, well, then it's like, well, I guess I have to stop my opponent from doing that, but you still need a way for you to score them eventually. The only action you can take against your opponent is just putting the game back in neutral. That's the short and sweet of it. I think I have a whole video on it somewhere. I think it's the Shardbugs video.
I not played Shard Bugs.
That's
thought
fair.
about it though. I want to get demoed at least.
Quick little side thing. The idea is like Lorcana sucked because you couldn't interact with the lore. Shardbugs like, well, what if we let you attack lore? Turns out not super great because when you attack lore, all you do is put the game back where the game started.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I guess like my sorry, this is a UVS IP discussion, and I got off on Riftbound.
This is your fault, not mine. You sent me on this spiral.
I'm trying to. You're right. I'll get back on focus.
Sure.
Sorry, chat.
I can yap about
I
it.
think that was everything that I had when it came to like the things that I was like I want to push back on.
Sure.
Was that I think fighting games are bad for the card game. Sales wise,
yeah, sure.
like IP wise, I think I mean
Yeah.
it's dope, right? Like if there's a way to grow the game, fighting games ain't it.
Mm-hmm. I will say I feel like looking at like previous like UFS success is really hard to do because it just existed in a different era. Like card game culture was completely different back then, right?
Yeah.
Like Magic was just like 3 sweaty nerds in a basement. Now every person you know plays Magic the Gathering somehow.
And Universes Beyond has done that because I mean I'm gonna be frank. I think the IPs that they picked were good.
They're great. Well, some of them are good. Some
like,
of them not so much.
Which ones don't you like when it comes to Universes Beyond?
So Lord of the Rings, Final Fantasy, and Avatar were great picks because they act as like universe adjacent. They still fit within the themes of Magic. There's like fantasy adjacent.
Sure.
Like it makes sense that I'm casting red mana to play my firebenders, right? Like there could easily be a Magic the Gathering set in a world where people bend the elements. Like it all like fits within the game. It makes sense. The flavor works. The sets are actually good. But then you get sets like, well, Spider-Man was a bad set, but for other extraneous reasons. But even sets like Ninja Turtles and to an extent Marvel Superheroes, where it no longer feels like we are traveling to the world of Avatar. We are no longer in like the world of Final Fantasy. We are just printing every Marvel superhero you know on a card.
And that's a bad thing.
That is a bad thing. I mean, it's
And
great.
that's a bad thing because you don't think that Jason and Spider-Man can be friends.
No.
Okay.
Well, like a big thing with the Spider-Man set was it was supposed to be a really small set, but it flopped with Assassin's Creed, so they made it slightly bigger. But they ended up printing these cards that's like Spider-Man UK is like when it enters, you give something +1/+1. And you're like, why is like Magic is a game that is kind of built on its flavor with its effects and its cards. So a lot of people are like, why is Spider-Man UK giving my board +1/+1? What does that have to do with Spider-Man UK the character? If you look at any card from Final Fantasy, Avatar, Lord of the Rings, all of the card effects like represent the characters and who they are within those stories in the like those points of time.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're huge flavor wins, but like you get stuff like Spider-Man and it's like, why does he just give a guy +1/+1? It feels like we're just printing guy on a card for the sole sake of doing it. So for like people that are okay with going like, oh, I like Spider-Man, I'll buy that. Like it works great. But for people like play Magic and have been playing Magic for a long time, it feels like we're just either pandering or just printing random cards for the sake of doing it. Like all of the flavor and lore and love for the game has just kind of gone away.
So what you're saying is if there was a different picture and a different name on Spider-Man UK,
Mm-hmm.
the Magic players would just like it because it had Chandra on it and not Spider-Man?
Well, it probably wouldn't have Chandra
Because
on
for
it because she wouldn't give things +1/+1 counters.
Because for some reason or there's a Billy Goat. I play a Billy Goat and the Billy Goat gives a thing +1/+1. You go, fuck yeah, that Billy Goat ate that grass and gave it +1/+1. That's sick.
Right? That's a Billy
dope.
Goat effect. That's the kind of effect you print on a Billy. You see +1, like, it's on a Billy Goat. That makes sense. Why is it on my legendary creature? That's the big problem people have. Like, they just printed... Are you familiar with a bear in Magic the Gathering?
A bear?
A bear?
It's like a 3/3, right?
A 2/2. A bear is just a 2-mana... It's just a 2-mana 2/2. It's a vanilla 2-mana 2/2. So anything that's like a 2-mana 2/2, people just call bears. Because it refers to the original card, Grizzly Bears, that was just like 1 and a green for a 2/2. They just printed a Black Widow that's a legendary creature, and it's just a bear. It's a vanilla 2/2. So for a lot of players, it feels like we're kind of starting to lose the plot on what Magic the Gathering is. Like we have hit a point where a bear is considered a legendary creature.
I guess my pushback on that would be like everything that references the word legendary creature is now played on this 2-drop, which I think can like add interest into it. But I think that my Magic takes are inherently bad and broken and terrible. So it is tough for me to have this conversation because when it comes to my Magic takes, it's very funny. It's very funny to sit on the other side of the fence.
Sure.
Because I don't like mixing IPs and sets in Magic.
Huh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I have had a friend make me a Spider-Man, the new Amazing Spider-Man, the
Five-color one or the
the blue-red one.
Blue-red. Okay.
That's like
sure.
when it swings discard your hand draw.
Okay.
I was like, please make me a deck. It can only have Spider-Man and Marvel cards in it. That's it.
Okay.
When I get around to playing an Avatar commander, I'm only gonna have Avatar cards in it. Right. All of the pictures will be Avatar. They will all be that.
Okay.
When my first commander deck ever was a Dungeons and Dragons deck. I had the D&D sets and the Forgotten Realms and the Baldur's Gate sets, and that was it.
Sure.
And my goal in Commander is to get third. Like I get
Just want to be the first one knocked out.
That's my goal.
Sure.
And so like my goals when it comes to Mario Party, the card game, which is all I see Commander as.
That's just the worst format ever. I hate that format.
Yeah, it's hey, let's kill 2 hours yapping with our friends.
It's what it's supposed to be.
That is how I feel.
Okay.
But I can totally see that if you are like a diehard like as a casual Magic player,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the IPs to mix, and I'm choosing to do that and knowing that it's bad.
Okay.
If you're a standard player in Magic right now and you've got all these mixing sets and whatever, and you are a lore gamer and you really care about the world of
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering and Planeswalkers and the fact that Jason Spider-Man would never be friends,
Mm-hmm.
um,
You don't get a
I could.
choice because Superior
You don't get
Spider-Man
a
is the
choice.
best reanimator in the format. If you want to play the reanimator combo deck, you gotta play Superior Spider-Man.
And that's exactly what I was. That was the next thing I was gonna say. Is that's just Superior Spider-Man is
Mm-hmm.
a really good reanimator deck.
Yeah.
To agree with your point
Right.
of what that like, somehow Octavius is just doing it better. You know,
Somehow. Why?
somehow
We don't know.
We
Why
don't
does
know.
he reanimate stuff? I don't think he ever does that in the comic book, but oh well, he's doing it here.
Well, you know, because
Oh
he's
wait.
like a bad guy,
No, no,
and
no,
like
no, no. He doesn't actually
like
reanimate things.
he
He's
like his foot goes in his brain, and he's not spoilers. That's Doc Ock. So
No, no, no. Yeah, because I think it doesn't reanimate things. He clones a copy in the graveyard, so the whole point is you're doing the Superior Spider-Man Doc Ock brain swap. Is the flavor. So that one works because it's rare, so it got the nice treatment.
yeah, take that, you dummy. How dare you?
That was
You were wrong one time. You're wrong every time.
But I still don't want Superior Spider-Man to be the best deck in Standard.
I think that's fair. Do you think that do you so do you like Spider-Man as an IP?
That's my favorite superhero of all time.
Damn right.
Mm.
Damn
I
right.
adore
Literally,
Spider-Man.
literally, yeah, for sure. Spider-Man's dope. I and you're like, I don't want Spider-Man to do good in the game because
I don't think people should be forced to play Spider-Man in Magic the Gathering. Or like strongly incentivized to. So my big thing, my like preferred method is printing alt arts of cards, which they've done. Alt arts of existing cards that has Spider-Man on it. And so if you want to play the Spider-Man flavor, you are free to do so. But if you want to play the Magic version, you can do that. It sucks when you have to play mechanically unique Spider-Man.
it just, man, that's so hard on the company to like make money to do so.
They're Wizards of the
Like, it's
Coast.
just-
They're rolling in
it's-
it.
And why do you think they're rolling in
They're
it? Because they make good
rolling
decisions like
in
this.
Good.
Like,
That's why I say in the video though, it's like
it is a good business decision.
it's a good
It just
business
is.
decision. It is a decision that
Yeah.
sacrifices the values of the like entrenched player base for the wallets of the consumers.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, yeah, sure, it makes money. My other thing too is like how like does it make universes that much money to print random IPs?
I was having a discussion with somebody earlier,
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
that UVS Games as a company is no longer has stopped becoming a card game company
Mm-hmm.
and wants to be a logistics company. And the reason that they keep universes around is so that they can make deals like they made with Riot.
I believe that.
They can go in and be like, yeah, next year we've got Tekken and Fairy Tail and Invincible's coming soon, and we've also got Dragon Ball in the works and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I don't know Dragon Ball. Well, we've
Sure.
got the world's sickest IPs of all time. Look at all the handshakes that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if we run your distribution and organized
think-
play for your card game Naruto TCG that wasn't made by Bandai but made by somebody else who had money?
They also got really lucky with the Riot thing because Riot was so desperate to find anyone that would print the cards in America. Because it was such a last minute thing.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that they did want is they just want their name on the back of this box.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's UVS Games' like main focus, and it worked.
Right?
And I will say, if the Invincible set doesn't hit, I might be dope.
One of
Invincible
my
set's got to be fucking dope, man.
Flesh and
They
Blood
burned me too
locals.
hard on Turtles.
My Flesh and Blood locals. I saw that they had they had the Turtles pre-release scheduled. And I was like, why are you guys are buying Universes? Why are we getting a Universal local? And he goes, no, I just bought the Turtle stuff so that way I could be a UGN store and I'd be more likely to get Riftbound product. I was like, dang. That sucks.
Dang. Wow, what a fucking quote. Chat, I hope nobody clips that and sends it to the UVS Games employees. That would be crazy.
If
That
you
would
saw,
be
if
wild.
they saw an uptick of sales during that era, probably why.
That set sold out. That set
Did it
sold
sell
out
out?
fully.
I wonder why.
You can't. Yeah, you can't buy that from UVS Games anymore.
Wonder why.
All
Is
of
it-
their copies are at distributors.
Because everyone
You can
saw
only buy
One
from
Piece's
distributors.
success, and like we know, I think we've seen One Piece success, we've seen Gundam. We know the League of Legends game is getting scalped. Product's going to be impossible to find. Like we got to get our hands on product. Let's order some UVS stuff so that way we become a UGN like network that's been buying Universal's products. So they're more likely to send us Riftbound stuff.
So interesting. That's so interesting. All right, man. Final thoughts. I got some deck building I got to get done tonight.
Oh, yeah,
And I
fair
sh-
enough.
and you
I
have
gotta-
so many. You got 7 Kingdom Hearts games to get through. I'm
I got
sure.
to play a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
I appreciate you letting me come and hijack your stream tonight. This was a very fun, insightful conversation. I'm happy that
Yeah.
we got to flesh out more thoughts. And here's to more fighting game IPs in my card game. And they'll sell out for sure. They'll sell out. Bacon's gonna buy every Tekken box
I'm
that's
buying
left
so
on
much.
left
I'm
on your
making
LGS
Tekken do well.
shelf. I think Tekken is neat. I think they got lazy with their design, but I think it's neat.
Well, I'll take what I can get.
They introduced a mechanic called a heat token.
That thing looks cute.
It's cute, and they printed a bunch of cards. They like reprinted the same card with like a different zone. That like its whole idea is make a heat token. And so they like put 4 of that card in the set on like just different symbols.
I would understand if that's for draft. And it's to make sure you have low rarity access to heat generation for draft.
Yeah.
That would be sick. That'd be hype. And
Yeah,
that
but they
makes
could have just
sense.
like done something cooler.
Yeah, I guess.
You ready? Here's what you do like if we cared about it, we could have just like at the store given the store 30 copies of an infinity symbol card that did this thing and be like, put however many of these you want in your deck.
I do
There
think
you
that's something
go.
they could do. They could do the Flesh and Blood crack bubble, but not make it as much of a punishment to play it. That way you can actually like draft stuff.
I mean, the way that I want to do it, I mean, sorry, we
Yeah.
can go down a rabbit hole or not. It's your call.
I love rabbit holes. That's the whole stream. Everyone in the stream is like, I much prefer the Yap sessions, and I'm like, I just feel bad booting up stream, being like, I don't know what we're talking about. I like to have like a thing scheduled, so that's why I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. But like the core of the stream is just yapping about whatever.
I've told my chat this, and so they're gonna hear it again.
Yeah,
Here's the
yeah.
number one way that I think that you get new players into the game.
Mhm.
It is at your pre-releases or whatever.
I agree.
And you can do this. You can do this with sequential sets or whatever.
Mhm.
But you make the pre-release. It's 40 cards.
Yep.
Every pre-release box comes with a tailored year-long standard 40 card starter deck that has all the pictures. You like Tekken?
Yeah.
Here are 40 Tekken flavored cards. The
Mhm.
last set that we had was Godzilla. The exact same 40 cards were played at the last pre-release. And the set before that, the exact same 40 cards. They're card for card.
Okay.
Pictures are different. All the effects are the exact same.
Mhm.
You get your 6-packs or whatever
Sure.
that you crack open. And for the brand new players, you look at them and you go, you're not going to change that deck. That 40 cards, that's the deck that you're going to play with. You're here for the Tekken deck. Go play Tekken. Have fun with it. It will teach you the game. It's got a bunch of got a bunch of evergreen mechanics. This is it. You
Mhm.
won't play with any of the cool new Tekken stuff. That's your deck.
Okay.
The intermediate players, you look at them and go, okay, now that you've played it, or they get through the round, crack your packs. If you like an attack, take an attack out of the starter deck that you don't like and put an attack in.
Swap. Yeah. Card for
And now you don't fuck up your ratios. You're
Yeah.
still at 2/3, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
the
it's
Pokemon
so
thing.
easy for you. It is exactly the Pokemon thing.
Mhm.
And then from there, the expert players, you've got 40 cards, you've got 6-packs to build your deck with, and 40 cards to add in to help the cool thing that you're doing. So
Mhm.
you can be as unique of a snowflake as you want. If all of your drafts started with a supplementary for draft, make it 20 packs or 20 cards that are like in my draft box that
Mhm.
I buy on top. Here is an extra set of things.
Yeah.
Yada yada. Let's do the thing. Like, hey, it's these 20 cards always, and then you draft around it. Now we play the game. I think it would work.
It could work. You just have to like be very careful that it's not like it gets too samey. Like
So the issue. So the new player, it will be samey, but they won't know.
they won't care.
Right.
But for
And
someone's
so
gonna like draft
and then
every week,
yeah, I mean, I think you just have to reduce the number of the bonus cards, your land box cards, right?
yeah,
If you reduce the number of your land box cards that you start with, hey, there's 20, go make a 40 card deck.
Mm.
Like, and you're probably gonna have extra that you can use if you're drafting correctly or whatever.
yeah.
But that's what I want to see when it comes to universes. And then you've got the fans who are like, anytime that there's a pre-release, they want the specific IP versions of those basic cards, and all of those cards are all infinity symbol, and they're all legal to play. And the only way that you can get those cards is to go and play in the pre-release. But they're exactly the same for the entire year. We've got a card. I'm going to show you a card.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a card. I can just pull it up on my stream.
Pull it up on the stream.
Actually.
I'll see
it's
it a
called
little late, but yeah.
Logard.
Oh,
This is a perfect example of this card that I want. Middle screen top right. It is a 0/5 blank infinity 3 low block.
yes, this is what I was talking about.
2 of these should just be in this starter deck, and every starter deck for every IP should have a low guard, and the Tekken set should have its own picture for a low guard, and the Turtle set should have its own low guard, and the Godzilla set should have its own low guard. And so if I'm playing my Nagiruki deck, obviously I want the Guilty Gear low guards, and so I gotta go to that pre-release or go find a multi-C player or whatever. But like, this is the way that you have staples in our game. You put them out that way.
I really liked I don't know how like relevant they were, but I liked seeing the Dust Attack and Wild Assault cards in the Guilty Gear set. Those felt like cool ways to help players like pad out decks. I don't know if they're like good or playable, but
Dust Assault or Dust Attack and Wild Assault are good.
I'll say I liked them conceptually.
Dust Attack was very good. And Wild Assault's good because Reiner's good, but like momentum generation is good. Hey, tension tokens kind of fucked up.
Would it not be enough to just change low guard to a mid block and then make that the Flesh and Blood cracked bauble, and it's like at the end of the draft you can just grab as many of these as you want to pad up your count to 40?
You could,
or would there still be like major problems?
It is. I mean, you'd have to like. The issue is that hacks would have to be made to have a X amount of attacks in the pool, right?
Are they already doing that? Where it's like you get like 3 attacks in the back and 4 foundations in the front?
I know that was for Guilty Gear. I don't know if that's for Godzilla as well. That might be true. Chat, you can correct me. I do not remember. But if that's the case, then I mean maybe. Like maybe it could work.
Because that's what I was saying with the guy that drafted like 4 foundations. I'm like, that feels like a pack structure issue. Like you shouldn't like if you're actually drafting, like I would imagine the attacks would go sooner than foundations, and you'd just be forced to pick foundations for like the last couple picks of the draft. Like I'm surprised he was even able to pick that many attacks, but maybe like the packs weren't like structured back then, so it was just like
they certainly weren't.
Yeah, so I assume you just open a pack and like my 10 card pack has 8 attacks and 2 foundations. I'm just gonna pick one of the attack cards.
Yeah.
Right, so like as long if you just make the pack like a little, like you skew it so like 2/3 of the pack is foundations, then like naturally people will just kind of end up with extremely close to proper ratio decks.
Yeah.
And the pre-release thing, I like Magic the Gathering, like they do this, they just give you this little insert pamphlet that just like explains the mana curve, and it's like, hey guys, build your deck with 23 non-creature spells and 17 lands. Make sure 13 of them are creatures, and you're good to go. Like they
we will never have that.
We'll never have
that. Will
that.
Not exist.
Just print a piece of paper.
That is them printing a piece of paper.
Right?
They're too busy putting token cards in Riftbound packs and the rules explanation of Riftbound packs for that to happen in UVS. You're crazy. You're out of your mind.
I guess I am.
You're out of your mind.
I'm bad. Why would I think the company would want the game
wild,
to work?
Dude.
My bad.
Crazy.
I'm just being silly.
Godzilla was mixed on where the attacks were. TMNT only had uncommon attacks. Interesting.
Yeah, because I think that's what they said is like, yeah, the uncommon slot is all attacks. So there's like 3 uncommons in a pack. So most of the time there'll be attacks, and then sometimes it'll get swapped out. I think I read an article somewhere about that. I could be wrong though. I could be making stuff up.
I don't know, man. Game's dope.
I
Game's dope. I
agree.
hope more people play it.
I agree. I don't
I'm
know if
excited
they
for
will,
Tekken.
but I hope.
No, they won't. They won't. And that's okay. We're gonna crush our 100-person regionals.
Yeah.
We're gonna give away art on cards. I don't know if you heard this or not, but you get cardboard for winning regionals now.
Did you not before?
Not for regionals. You got it for worlds.
Oh.
And what the regional pricing is you find a backup, which is essentially like a planeswalker.
Oh, right. You get put on a card.
you put
Sorry,
your-
I thought
your-
you meant you just
your
didn't
likeness
get
gets put
prizing at
on a card.
regionals.
Oh no. They added
They put
this
you on the card.
pricing into the regionals.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You can print me on a card, but you can't print a rules insert pamphlet in your pre-release kit.
Absolutely not. You're wild.
That's
You're out of
crazy.
your goddamn mind. You're
My
crazy.
fault. My
Yeah,
bad.
how dare you? How dare you?
No, what was it? That was the. You just said something that made me remember a thing I needed to say, but I forget what it was. Shoot, regionals. I hope more people play. Oh, a lot of sentiment I saw in like some of my comment sections. People going like, "Oh, cool, fairy tale set. Yeah, I'll buy some cards. I'm never gonna play the game, but like I'll buy the fairy tale cards."
And you know what? UVS Games is so down for that first sentence.
Yeah, right. They're like,
Oh,
perfect.
dope fairy tale cards. I'll buy the cards. They go, we've done it.
Buy 'em.
Success.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
It's like, no, can play the game, please.
If UVS Games could take off all of the words off of the cards and make those, you remember those old school Pokemon cards where it was
yeah.
just the picture of Pikachu and Pikachu number 25, and on the back was like a scene from the anime.
I think they
if they could
still
just
print
do
stuff
that
like
with
that.
every IP they did,
Yeah.
they'd be content.
Just become Panini, I guess.
They actually just want to sell baseball cards. Yes,
No, I agree.
they want to sell baseball cards.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem is they just don't want the game to work. Cause like if Flesh and Blood can succeed, I see no reason why Universes can't, outside of they just don't want it to.
The hot take.
Mm-hmm.
The hot take, and this is gonna get me canceled from UVS
Yeah.
Games. I'll say it. The people at Legend Story Studios care about the GAME game
Oh yeah,
of Flesh and Blood
it is very game
more
first.
than the higher ups at UVS care about the GAME of Universes.
No, I believe that wholeheartedly. No, that makes a lot of sense.
James White will go and have a keynote at a major
Mm-hmm.
and like talk about the game or whatever.
Yeah.
We get keynotes from our organized play guy because he forces himself to do it. We because he I mean, he's in my chat right now. He wants the game to grow and succeed, and he is
Right.
really passionate about it. The guy that owns the company for UVS would never. He just wouldn't. He would not come. He would not come out and be like,
Yeah.
"This is why I love the game so much." In a purely I love the game state.
Did they get like?
And that's
Did
that's
Jesco get like
me
bought
sad.
out? What was the? I forget what sparked the like UVS rebrand.
so Jasco
Yeah,
is short for
because that was Jason.
Jason Company.
Yeah.
Jasco.
Mm-hmm.
Jason sold Jasco to these two individuals
Oh,
who are not named Jason.
That's where it is.
right?
Okay.
And
Yep.
so when I get checks from UVS Games, I don't get
Mm-hmm.
them from UVS Games. I get them from Jasco
Yeah.
because it's still the company,
Still
but
the
they
company name.
rebranded everything
That's the
to
LLC.
to
Yeah.
UVS Games.
Mm. And I assume that was like right either before like My Hero.
Correct.
Okay, that makes
It
sense. I
was
see.
it was at the very tail end of COVID, like right
Yep.
before, like the Gen Con before My Hero, like the My Hero card game like really went out, and we got to see like the art on the cards I was doing an interview on the online Gen Con for UVS
Mm.
game, or for Jasco,
Mm.
rather, for Universes, the new My Hero card game.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it is so crazy to be like, yeah, the owner of the company would never do a keynote, and it's like, wasn't this the game that was owned by the guy that was just from the community that bought the
Yep.
game just to keep it
He
alive
was-
like 3 years ago?
he was a store owner,
Yeah.
and he went, I want it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like he literally saved the game.
Yep.
It would not be here if not for Jason Ronsky.
Right.
Like, full stop.
The GOAT. Wow. Y'all guys have it rough.
Yes. Yes. It is interesting, man. Like, my chat's heard this all before.
Yeah.
Universes is just like that crazy college girlfriend that just like fucks you too good,
Mm-hmm.
and like she abuses you and she pushes you down the stairs, but then she says she loves you and you come right back.
Yeah.
And like every time you play the game, she says she loves you, and then the company makes a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it pushes you down the stairs, and you go, "I'll never, not again.
Not again.
I know better this time." And then they go, "Actually, we're getting Invincible. They're your favorite IP of all time."
Fairy tale on
And you go, "Well, I mean, I got it."
Oh, I mean, I have to. No,
I
the
have
same
to,
thing
right?
happens to me with Bushy Road and Cardfight Vanguard. Except every time I play the game, they also push me down the stairs.
Yeah.
But it is what it
Yeah.
is. That's tragic.
All right, man. Well, I've got 4 decks that I gotta do, and I've also, my dinner has been sitting here this whole time.
Oh yeah, go eat
I'm gonna do that too.
for sure.
Thanks again for this. Next time you do a hit piece about my card game, I would love to.
I
I would love to have
unfortunately
more.
have no hit pieces in the pipeline.
Dang.
I know.
Dang.
Maybe
That's
one
okay.
day though. I have good
Yeah,
pieces in the
soon.
pipeline, but
Ooh, that's exciting. Hey, if you ever also just want to like get on and like play the game or whatever, like we just play on TTS and whatnot. Like,
that's fair.
I don't mind. Hit me up.
I can't do TTS.
That's okay, too.
Just doesn't. I have this thing in my brain where if I don't have cardboard in my hands, I start tweaking.
We'll just like keep it on your desk, and it'd be like,
I-
what do I want
yeah.
to do? And then
What
click
do
the
I
buttons.
do? I do need to like always be flicking cards in my hand before I do anything. Like I have to. But no, that's fair. Maybe at some point. But yeah, thank you for having me on. This was very fun.
Alliteration Gaming, the head of OP for Universes in my chat, just said, "The cockroach's survival feats are incredibly impressive, but the cockroach is not an impressive creature."
Unfortunately, hey, maybe.
God damn, what a descriptor!
All we have to do is, have you seen Terraformers? We just gotta put the cockroaches on Mars.
Oh, okay.
We just gotta put them on Mars. Go look up Terraformers. Great anime. Put that in UVS. That would be great.
Terraformers anime.
Terraformers, but it's spelled Terror
Terraform
for
Mars.
Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. That anime is
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, just put the cockroaches on Mars,
Okay.
and they turn into that.
There are 2 seasons.
Season 2 sucks.
You can watch this on Crunchyroll and Hulu. Dude, do I already don't like anime. Do I have to?
It's 12 episodes. It's 12 episodes.
12 episodes. Okay.
So it's one of those
Alright.
12 episodes. Then go read the manga. It's just fighting.
And then go read the manga.
It's just fighting. It's like UVS. The characters just fight.
Okay.
That's all that happens.
All right. I guess.
Just fight.
All right. I'm clicking in call. See you, buddy.
Okay,
This
see
has
ya.
been great.
Have a good one.
Switches.
Goodbye. What a lovely guy. Chat, do we like that? Barack Obama? No, for real. Guys, go watch Terraformers. The show's crazy. If you want a show that's like, man, I like fighting anime, but I wish everyone that fought would die to the bad aliens. Go watch Terraformers. Everyone die. Not everyone. A lot of people die. It's kind of hype. Or Yap Sessions? No, I love Yap Sessions. I adore Yap Sessions. Unfortunately, chat, man, that that's tough to hear when it's like, hey, come talk about Universes. Okay, yeah, this game is completely cooked. Like, oh, That's great. That's good. That's cool to hear. RIP those guys. I do have 2 UVS videos in the pipeline. I literally filmed and am editing one today. So I'm gonna see if I can trick people into watching some Universes videos, but if not, I mean, that's just rough. That's just rough. I mean, what do you do, right? When you're, I mean, granted, we've been dealing with it, guys, right? When your company is Bushy Road, that's the other thing too, though, is like, when your company is Bushy Road, you find a way to succeed, and you know they found a way to stay alive, right? I like Gantz. That's sort of Gantz is close. Gantz is very similar. When they get in Universes, the game literally died. Touch the search bar about it. Well, yeah, right. Like that's like there's no resources on it. I will say the one silver lining, right, is like us Bushy Road game players, we've survived that. And I feel like if we can survive that, there is some hope for UVS. The only problem with UVS is that it's an IP game. And I think that's where a lot of the real issues stem. If they'd made an original IP that, you know, it doesn't even have to be a fighting game. They just have to commit to it, right? It can't just be one Rebel Frontier set. If they made an original IP and stuck with it and said, this is what the game is, it would find a way to live. It would find a way to succeed and be fine. I think. If Vanguard is still alive, now granted, Vanguard might be alive for different reasons in that it is so hyper casual, right? If we survived Cardfight Vanguard, surely there's hope for Universes. There's gotta be. The problem is the game just needs a better hook. Like, straight up, the game needs a better hook. So to see the perspective of someone whose main game is an IP collab game compared to Vanguard, everyone gets chest pains every time a collab is revealed. Yeah, no, it is funny. I mean, when that's all your game is, you don't really have a choice. You kind of have to like it. And that's the thing, too. And, like, that's where, like, I'm glad we had the conversation because the perspectives are so different, right? When you're someone who already plays the game and is entrenched with it, your views about certain subject matter is going to be so different because you just interact with it in a different way, right? Like, if, like, for Tam, I know he does this a lot, if you already play Universes, you're like, I love Universes, it's my main game, it's what I play. When Universes announces a new collab, you get to be, like, introduced to a new medium that you might enjoy, right? So for people that are like, I play Universes, they've announced Fairy Tail, maybe I'll go watch the Fairy Tail anime. You know, and maybe I end up really liking the Fairy Tail anime, and then I get to play with the Fairy Tail cards, and I get to look at the characters. Well, first off, you don't really get to look at the you don't really get to play with the Fairy Tail cards. You can, I guess you can force yourself to, but I don't know how, like, realistic that is. Maybe it's more acceptable than I think it is. But, like, so it's an avenue for you to, like, get introduced to new things, which is really cool, but that only works for people that are already playing the game. And the problem isn't the people that are already playing the game, it's getting new players to play the game so that it can grow and become greater, right? So how do you get, like, new people to try it? That's the thing, and I think there's a ton of roadblocks in that with how they have, like, structured the game. If they committed, or, like, I didn't even bring up the thing I said of, like, what about the idea of you make all of, like, most of the main sets, like, fighting games / action games. Like, I would take, like, I would settle for, like, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, because those games have, like, 3D arena fighters like One's Justice, right? What if you made those the main sets, and then the Challenger series was, like, the collab, like, Fairy Tail. Solo Leveling is a great one, but, like, that's where you put, like, the Ninja Turtles and, like, Star Trek, right? You just make it just the Challenger decks. The problem is the Universe's problem of you aren't really given the choice of skipping an IP that you don't like. If you don't like an IP, you are kind of forced to engage with it on some level, in some way, shape, or form. You can't just skip it. In Weiss Union Arena, you could ignore the animes you don't care about. They don't matter. Just play the ones that you like, right? You have to play against them, but who cares, right? All that matters is that you like the cards you're looking at. Whatever your opponent's doing is relevant, right? But when everything's mixed, like, it's just like, I can't skip the Fairy Tail set. That's a set going into Standard. It's a set you're going to be seeing at locals. It might have, like, good cards for my deck. It's just tough. It's really tough. And, like, again, for the people that are already entrenched in the game, it's cool that, like, that's a new way to experience an IP. But it makes it really hard to get people into the game and keep them there. There's nothing to keep them there. I think that's, like, you can get people to be like, ooh, Attack on Titan deck on the shelf for my locals. I'll pick that up. But, like, what gets them to, like, stay? the game being good, sure, but if it was all if we just needed the game to be good, Flesh and Blood would be like by far and away the most popular game on the planet. You need a little bit more than that. You need a way to keep like casuals like playing the game, and one way to do that is like, oh, sick, I get to play the IP I like. As soon as they hear I don't, you get to kind of play some of the IP you like, it's just like you very quickly get deflated. I think that's tough. I think that's really tough. IP games are always a struggle for me because if I don't like the IP, I struggle to get into it, right? If you don't like the IP, how do I get into it? And then it sucks when you're like, yeah, I like Godzilla, but like, why is there Star Trek cards in my deck? I don't want to play these cards. And like, sure, you can play them there. Like, sure, you cannot play them, but again, like, this is from a new player perspective, right? When a player starts the game and they go online to look up information because it's 2026, everyone's just going to Google stuff. There's no like guy at your locals to ask about the game. Not every locals has a Tamron Cardwell on staff ready to explain the game to you. They're going to go Google stuff. And when they see that the best deck in the room is the Reiner deck from Attack on Titan, and then the Reiner deck doesn't play any Attack on Titan cards, people are immediately just going to assume, oh, I don't actually get to play any of the cards I like. I have to just play the sludge. It becomes really hard to retain people. I would really like, I didn't get to say this in the conversation, but I would love draft, because that's a great way to get players into the game and playing it, right? Like, let's say I love Tekken. I want to play Tekken. Awesome. Come with me to the Tekken pre-release. We'll teach you how to play the game, right? Everyone's just going to be playing with random cards out of the new set. You're not going to get smashed by the guy that's playing the Tier 1 Meta Menace, right? Come, have fun with everybody, and learn the game, right? And then maybe they come and play and they're like, I really like the game. I like the Tekken game. I want to play more of the Tekken game. How do I do that? You go, all right, perfect. Come with me this Wednesday. We're going to draft, right? We're just going to get some booster packs of Tekken. You're going to go through them. You're going to pick the Tekken cards you like, right? And, like, you know how to play the game, so you know that your deck should be, like, 2/3 foundations, 1/3 attacks, right? Pick the guys you like on the set, right? It's like, oh, I really like Reyna. Okay, she's Air, Chaos, and Death. All right, just pick all the Air, Chaos, and Death cards you see. Keep track of what your foundations, your attacks, but the pack structure will help you, right? You will naturally get fed more foundations than attacks, right? Pick the symbols you like, and then we just play with the Tekken cards, right? And if people want to play Tekken, they just keep drafting, right? And then one day, maybe like, all right, this game's really fun. I like it a lot. I want to build a constructed deck. You go, okay, cool. Let's take some of the Reyna cards you like. We put them in a deck, and then be like, now what we get to do is be like, Universes has some other IPs in it, and we can pull some tools from these other games and put them into our game, right? We can take the little tools and make our Reyna deck better, and you can like slowly integrate people into the other IPs, and then, like Tam was saying, if they like the game mechanics and that gets them to stay, the IP mixing is no longer a problem because now they're playing the game because they enjoy it, right? But we need that onboarding route. Maybe I should have said that in the call. I don't know. We were getting tangenty, but like, I do think, like, granted, draft's a much bigger conversation, but I do think draft goes into that. Like, originally, this is how you would get people into Magic back in the day. This is how you do it today, is you go like, I'm going to teach my friend Magic. They love Marvel superheroes. I'm going to bring them to the Marvel superheroes pre-release because they don't need a deck. You just show up and get packs. You don't need to build any decks. You show up to the Marvel pre-release, you get your packs, you just build a deck and play with the Marvel cards. And then if they like it, instead of going and building a standard deck, you say, hey, come with me on this weeknight. We're going to draft. You don't need to bring any cards. You don't need to bring a deck. You just show up, you get the packs, and you play with them. It's a way for people to engage with the game without having to, like, come with a pre-established strategy or deck they've constructed, right? It is a way to just get people in and playing the game. And if they like it, then we can onboard them into standard and building decks and blah, 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 right? We just need that little on-ramp. And, like, pre-releases exist, right? And it is tough because you kind of have to just, like, hope that the pre-release for the IP you want is scheduled soon enough to get the person into the game, so it's a bit rickety. Having a format where they just play with the cards from the IP is very important. Honest question, though, how many people play a game solely for its mechanics? So, depends on the game. The answer is a lot, but there are certain games that are meant for that. Flesh and Blood is a good example. Flesh and Blood is a game that is designed for you to play the game for its mechanics. Sure, like the lore is cool. Like it's not like they don't try on the lore and just put whatever they want on the cards. Like they do try to make it presentable and look cool, but like it is a game where its main selling point is how good of a game it is, right? The reason you play Flesh and Blood is not because, look, there's a cool knight you can play as. It's because the game is incredible. Like that's the selling point. You could even argue that like Vanguard is a game sold off the game mechanics, because the whole point is it's this super exciting anime game where anything can happen, right? Anybody can win, right? Like that's a selling point of the game mechanics. Also has cool anime art, right? So like I get the question. Like I don't think a lot of Digimon, like I don't think One Piece players play the game solely for the mechanics, because if they did, they'd play a better game. I think actually to answer your question is, right, how many people play a game solely for its mechanics is the Flesh and Blood players. Anyone doing that has already gone and played Magic and Flesh and Blood, right? Would people play the game if it had no art? Some would, yes, right? Because that's the selling. But right, so it's like the reason you don't see that idea widespread, right? It's like, well, Digimon players don't play the game for the mechanics, because any Digimon player that would play the game for the mechanics, that is looking for mechanics, has already moved to Flesh and Blood and Magic the Gathering, right? Like that's kind of the answer. So it's like, yes, those players exist, but obviously like they have collated into the game that is like built for that and supports it. I can't think of an IP that can get me to play a game if its mechanics aren't solid and fun. I mean, sure, that's awesome that like, right, and it's like that's cool that you that's how it is for you. I don't like deny that. I don't like disagree with you. But also, look at how popular One Piece is, and then look at the gameplay of it. And then ask yourself, would this game be as popular if it had some random other IP? I would argue, most likely not. I'd put money on the answer being no. It wouldn't, right? So, where am I going with this? I think an IP gets a lot of people to play a lot of bad games, right? Like, not like objectively bad games. It's like the same way of like rock, paper, scissors is an objectively bad game, but people still play it, and you could still theoretically have fun playing rock, paper, scissors, right? But it is also like an objectively bad game because it's not a game. It's just a way by which you can make a random decision, right? So you do kind of have to like not really define the terms, but like, you know, I don't know what I'm getting at. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but like, I do think like a lot of like mid games, or like I think there's a lot more people that play a game for its IP than there are people that play a game for its mechanics. I think that's what I would argue. One Piece would have died in Redbeard format, and DBS would have died in the Mecha Frieza Flute with the original IPs. Yeah, right. Like probably, if One Piece was real IP, it would have died 3 sets in. Yeah, right. Like these games do kind of coast off of their IPs. A lot more people play card games for their IPs than they do for the mechanics, which is why I had such a big problem with UVS, is because it is a game where it's really hard to just play it for the IP, because you have to like box yourself in to this like certain deck building constraint to do it. You have to like force yourself to do it. It doesn't happen naturally, right? And because it doesn't happen naturally, players don't see that when they start the game, right? A player isn't going to assume like, oh yeah, I gotta force myself to just play the IP. They're gonna see that people don't and just assume that like, oh, I'm not allowed, right? Now, obviously, there are exceptions to every rule. There's always gonna be a guy who's like, actually, I didn't do that. I did it in exactly this way, right? Like those people obviously exist, but that's not the point. Isn't about specific people. The point is getting as many people to play the game as possible, right? So like we need to identify what is keeping people from playing the game. But at the end of the day, the conversation does end up being kind of a moot point if the answer is, well, the company doesn't actually want the game to succeed. So like no matter what we say or what we identify, it doesn't matter because that problem is never going to get solved, right? It's like that is kind of a roadblock. Like I'm going to make a video on draft for UVS, and there's a similar roadblock in that video of like, yeah, we could do all these things in the Fig draft, but there is this one like overarching problem that like, unless the company specifically tries to solve it and doesn't get solved, draft can never actually happen. But I do think it's cool to dissect different like avenues for like why draft works and what doesn't make draft work. So I'm still gonna make the video. Most Magic games played are because like the IP or the set theme. Yeah, right. So obviously like different people play different games for different reasons. We're not gonna like pretend that that's not the case. So like, the main crux of the question is like, why is this game so unpopular, right? Why aren't people playing this game? And it is tough to be like, well, it's like, look at the games past when it was UFS, and it's like, sure, but it was like, back then it was a niche of a niche of a niche, right? It was in an era when Magic was widely viewed as 3 sweaty nerds in a basement, right? But now, post-COVID, Magic is viewed as this hobby that, like, your buddy plays. I literally was driving home from a pre-release, and I got pulled over. It was literally because there was a cop behind me. I grabbed my iced tea to get a drink, and I, like, slightly veered to the right. Because he's like, do you know why I pulled you over today? And I was like, no. And he goes, looked like you were struggling to maintain your lane. He was just making sure I wasn't drunk, right? Unfortunate time, whatever. But the cop rolls down the window and goes, oh, Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, were you playing Magic? And I was like, yeah, I just came from a pre-release, like, right down the road. It was also, like, 2 a.m. because that pre-release took freaking forever, right? Everyone knows what Magic is, right? So, like, card games exist in this, like, different zeitgeist than they did back then. So it becomes really hard to be like, well, fighting games were unpopular in the past. And it's like, sure, fighting games were also, like, an incredibly grassroots community in the past where you'd go to a locals that's, like, 4 guys with 2 CRTVs in a sweaty basement. Now, there's, like, arcades, like, in cities everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, these, like, these hobbies have, like, evolved to a more, like, a higher level of popularity. So, like, I think, yeah, like, obviously, like, fighting games weren't that popular in the past, but, like, everyone and their mom plays Street Fighter 6. You can go online right now and see, like, Tyler 1 playing Street Fighter 6, right? Like, these things are just more popular nowadays. So I do, and, like, card games are super popular. Everyone wants a card game. We're in, like, another golden age where everyone wants a card game. So, like, before, I'd argue the reason UFS wasn't popular, granted, I was literally too young to play UFS, right? To be fair, I was just straight up like, I think that's what I should have said too when Tam asked me why I haven't heard of UES. I was too young. I didn't know what card games were. I started playing card games in 2012, right? Which I guess isn't fair because the Jasco era was like 2012 to 2018, but they only released like one set a year. But like, the big thing was, you just didn't see UVS stuff on shelves in stores. It was super niche, right? It's kind of like Vanguard. You just don't see Vanguard product in stores. But now that card games are so much more popular, you do see UVS stuff in stores, right? I see UVS stuff at my locals. I see it at a locals I've gone to in like an hour away from me. I've seen it in locals like 2 hours away from me. Like, these games are on the shelves now. And people are excited to put games on the shelves because everyone wants to be on a card game. So I think the problem now is which card games, or what IPs are on the box. Maybe I should have highlighted that more of like, the big problem is like, what games are on the shelf? What are people going to see and be like, ooh, I want to buy that? Or like, what game is this? Like, I literally, when I bought the Guilty Gear box at my locals, there was like a new guy that started working there that was like, oh, what is this game? What does this game play like? Right? Like, people like haven't really heard of it, but now they can see it. They can see it on their local shelves and be like, oh, maybe I want to try that game, right? So, like, it would be very beneficial for the game to be more of, like, this package deal of, like, oh, I immediately know what the game's about. If you go to locals that sells Weiss, and you see Weiss on the shelves, you go, oh, those are all, like, anime I'm familiar with. And they're more, like, Union Arena is the more popular anime. They're more, like, really, like, Solo Leveling, JJK, Code Geass, Sakamoto Days, Demon Slayer, like, the very, like, trending, popular anime. And Weiss is the more, like, niche stuff that, like, it's for, like, weebs, right? That real anime heads really like, right? Like, only a weeb is going to get excited about the Saikano booster set, right? Let's be real. But that's, like, the niche that that game occupies. You get to go in locals and see, like, oh my gosh, there's, like, a free run set. Oh, sick, I want to play this game, right? You see that on the shelf, and you're like, awesome. And you see other animes that you've watched that, like, they don't fit the genre, but, like, you've watched all of them, right? Everyone who's watched Saikano has probably also watched Nisekoi, right? So seeing those on the shelf together makes sense. And you'd be like, oh, I get the vibe of this game. It's the anime game, right? But if I go into the locals, let's say I love shonen anime, right? And I'm like, I love Attack on Titan. what are the odds that I also like Ninja Turtles and Critical Role? I'm sure there are some people, but those aren't very like commonly associated things, right? Those are things for the kind of people that are like, I just like all media. Like me. Like I'm the kind of guy who's like, I just like all media, right? So like I know Attack on Titan, Critical Role, Star Trek, Tekken, Ninja Turtles. But that's not your average person, right? So like we kind of need these IPs to have some sort of relatable through line that isn't just people fight each other in the show. It's like, yeah, dude, that's every show. Like that's just storytelling. Like, there's conflict. Yeah, that's called a story, right? That's everywhere. You need some other through line to connect the thing so that when people look at it on the shelf, they already have an idea of what the game is. And I think if your game is going to say, oh, how do you play it? You have these foundations, and then you play attack cards, and all the attacks hit at a zone, high, mid, and low, and you have to block the right zone. You go, oh, like a fighting game. Yeah, the whole point is that it's supposed to be a fighting game. Why not show people that on the shelf? That people go, oh, we got Tekken and Guilty Gear and Street Fighter. Oh, it's like fighting games. Oh, it's fighting game card game. Ooh, wait. Ooh, fighting game card game sounds really fun. I didn't bring that up. Oh, I didn't bring that up. No. I forgot the biggest point ever. The biggest point ever. How many people do you know? And this is a discourse we're going to see on Twitter soon with like Marvel Tokon. How many people do you know that you've heard say the statement, I really like fighting games, but they're just too hard? Or like, I want to be good at fighting games, but they're just too hard. How many people have you heard say that? Because for me, it's like hundreds. Hundreds. Anyone, I can ask chat. Chat, how many of you are like, I'd like to be good at fighting games, but they're way too freaking hard, right? How many of you are like that? I'm sure it's more than one, right? I know I would like that. I've been like that for a while. I want to not be like that. I'm going to play a lot of Marvel Tokon when it comes out and try to like actually get okay at fighting games and learn them, right? But like, how many people have you heard say, I wish I was good at fighting games, but they're too hard? Imagine they get to go in their locals, right? And like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I watch too much Sajam. I might just watch way too much. I hear right here all the time. People like go on Twitter. You'll hear this statement constantly. So maybe I watch too much Sajam, but I feel like there is a lot of overlap with fighting games and card games because at the end of the day, when you boil them down, they're extremely similar. They're super similar. The problem with fighting games is that all of the decisions happen really fast. That's the only difference. Fighting games and card games are almost identical. The only difference is in fighting games, you have access to all of your tools, almost always, and the decisions happen way quicker. But that's it. It's the same kind of like thing of you have a set of tools, your opponent has a set of tools, and depending on which card you play or move you make, your opponent will have a response to that move, and whether or not their response is the correct or wrong one determines the next response and move, right? Like, when you boil it down to a fighting game, you look like frame data, like fighting games have the concept of turns. Like turns is a concept in fighting games, you know? Like there's so much overlap with fighting games and card games. So I could totally see a world where someone goes into their locals, their card game, and I guarantee you, if you made like a pie chart, right? The amount of, like if you made a Venn diagram, the amount of people that say, I like fighting games, but they're too hard, and TCG players, I think the overlap would be like 70%, right? So imagine one of these players walks into their locals and they look at the shelf and they go, oh, okay, Tekken, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter. Oh, it's all fighting. Oh, a fighting game card game. Wait. Oh, that could be cool. Because like I like fighting games, but like they're too hard for me. Maybe if I played a fighting game and card game version, like that would click. That would be, you know what I mean? That would be perfect. I know for me it was like that. I'm like, this is a really cool idea, right? I feel like there is a consumer base of people that are like, yeah, I think fighting games are like really hard. It'd be cool if I could play them. Like, that's the whole concept of the game Yomi Hustle, of your only move is hustle, is it is fighting games, but instead of like making decisions in real time, they make fighting games turn-based. And like people play it and people love it. Like there is a niche for this. I think like it could exist, but like these people aren't gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a different group of people that are then are gonna go like, I like Ninja Turtles, Critical Role, and Fairy Tail. You know what I mean? Like, that is not the same. There might be like a little bit of overlap, but it's just not the same people. Like, we need to focus on one. I like Ninja Turtles and IP is very, very small. I think people that really like fighting games is much bigger. Came from someone who worked on the mod for Yomi. Yeah, right? Like, there is a market for this. People do like this stuff. See if it was fighting games, the occasion, right? You make the challenger deck guest characters. I think the Sung Jin Woo deck is a perfect example, right? You can still put random IPs in your game, just make it guest characters, right? But really focus on it being a fighting game. I think that niche really, like, that niche exists. I'm going to post this as a YouTube video. Maybe Tam will watch it. Because, frick, I totally forgot. Like, that was such a big point of, like, how many people say the phrase, I like fighting, I'd love to be good at fighting games, but they're just too hard, right? There's so many. There's so many people. But I don't know. It's pretty toxic on its own. I mean, of course they are. Of course they are. It's a fighting game. Like, that's we can't avoid that. We're not avoiding that, right? That's one that's like, that's just gonna happen. I wish they were harder personally. I mean, and that's fair. That's a fair take to have. You know, you're not wrong for that. But like, imagine how many people out there would like chomp at the bit to play a game like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think there are a lot. I think there are a lot of people. Dude, I'm so mad I forgot about that. Ugh. That sucks. I gotta get Tam in here again for a part 2 where I'm like, I forgot like the greatest point of all time. Whatever, but I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked that. Put a tomato emoji in the comments. Yeah, maybe. Is there a way I could post that as its own? Probably not. No, I would just need to talk to him. I would DM him and be like, I totally forgot about the greatest point of all. I'll probably just DM him. But I'll post. I'm gonna post the whole Tam conversation because I think it's fun. I think it's cool. Ooh, I can edit it, and I can make. Ooh, I'm gonna edit it. Yeah, that's what I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna edit it so that his voice isn't like lagging behind. No need for Kingdom Hearts. Perfect. I think we save Kingdom Hearts for tomorrow. I think we yap and save Kingdom Hearts for tomorrow. Again, Kingdom Hearts is like, it's a through line for me to have something to do on stream. Like, this was such a last minute setup. Like, they literally texted me like an hour and a half before stream started, so I just like threw it on the thing. But I would have like been like, no Kingdom Hearts. I would have just made like the thumbnail like UVS conversation. But it is what it is. So, like, yeah. I don't know. I just don't want to be like, someone's like, I came here for Kingdom Hearts. I need to see Bacon play Kingdom Hearts or I'm going to unsubscribe, right? Then I'm like, all right, we'll play Kingdom Hearts. But it's more just a through line of me to have like something to put on the thumbnail, something to do during the stream to then like facilitate conversations. So also like never feel afraid of like, yeah, right? So for the people that just like the streams, I'm super grateful for you guys. You guys are the best. I just feel bad like if I boot up a stream and the title is like, talking about stuff, and then I boot up the stream and it's just me going, because I have nothing like prepped, which typically like you guys are super good about bringing like conversation topics for me to like go on a tangent on, which I'm always appreciative of. My greatest fear though is the one day I boot up and no one has anything and we're just like, and the streams are really boring and I feel bad making boring streams because that's the last thing I want to do. So having like Kingdom Hearts in the background is just a nice like thing that can always be happening for people that just want to chill and watch stuff, but also don't let that perturb you guys from asking questions in the chat and like setting me on tangents because I love doing it. I love it. It's so much fun. Speaking of chat, come up with some more questions. I need to go grab some water because I'm really sweaty and really thirsty and I didn't have enough coffee to sustain myself. So I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back. my gosh, it's so much hotter in my room than in the rest of the house. I gotta figure that out. I also developed this new tech of I put a little bit of water in the freezer and freeze it. So that way it's always cold, because what would happen during stream is my water would get warm. And that was gross. Kingdom Hearts logic. I mean, I know you like the Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, not for so good. Oh, wait, that looks really cool. So now I have this little, like, I don't want to spill the water everywhere. Can you even see that? Probably not. Is it upside down? There's this little, oh, there we go. I got a little ice wall. I got a little ice wall in my water. Call me Gray from Fairy Tale. Oh, great heavens. Some shoes are like that, dude. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'd be like that sometimes. Farming in the Boston Limbus. Hey, I love being background. My greatest achievement in life will be being background noise for other people. 100%. I love it. I also found out I could just make a... Oh, my headphones died. I also found out I could just make a Limbus Company TCG, but then remake it to original IP amount. Could be chill. Could be chill. Could be hype. I recommend. Do it. I think you should do it. Ugh. I can't believe I forgot that point. I got too caught up in the yapping. Chad, this is why I make videos. So I can sit on them for a second and then remember things and be like, oh yeah, this thing. So I can lower the amount of work I need to do design testing the game. Yeah. Hey guys, like the best idea, steal from somewhere. Original ideas. The Earth has existed for people have existed for too long. Original ideas don't exist anymore, right? It's like that concept of like, no one can draw an original face. Any face you draw is an amalgamation of faces you've seen. No one has ever drawn a completely original face. Games are the same way. Like, you're gonna have to steal something for, like, you know what I mean? It's like, the game has cards. You're taking that from somewhere. I like the Ben Brode analogy of, like, it's like chefs and ingredients, right? If I take flour, tomato sauce, and meat, right? And like I'd say like flour, cheese, and tomato sauce, right? One of us could turn that into pizza, and the other one makes spaghetti. The guy that made spaghetti didn't steal from the guy that made pizza. The pizza guy can't be like, hey, those are my ingredients. You stole that from me. It's like, no, ingredients just exist. What is like creative about them is how you combine them into new things. So like, don't be afraid. Now, obviously, like, don't carbon copy paste Magic the Gathering and be like, magic, but your life points go up. You're stealing a little too many ingredients there, bud, and you're combining them in the same way. But like the ingredients themselves are free for the taking. Don't be afraid of taking ingredients. No one's gonna copyright claim your use of cheese. Now they might copyright claim your invention of the carbonara, right? But no one's gonna yell at you for using cheese in your recipe. So like, don't be afraid to take mechanics. And even the most fun thing, take mechanics and then change them to be what you want them to be. Innovate on them, right? Take a gimmick and be like, what if it like this, but then you tweak it to be this? Like, that's like the best thing you can do. But yeah, have you played the Azuki TCG? Because man, people on Twitter sure can't stop talking about it, even though I muted it. I have a stream. I haven't played it for very, I don't want to say good reason, but like for very specific reasons. I have a stream where we talk about it. Should I no, I shouldn't post it because I hate that. I hate that game. But there is a stream where I talk about it. Maybe I can like link it in chat or something. I do a whole like deep dive on it. I haven't played it. It's One Piece. It's just One Piece. It's like, it's One Piece, but if One Piece was a little more magic, right? Like that's it. But also, like, I honestly don't even care how the game plays because of how, like, creatively bankrupt it is. It could be the coolest game in the world. I don't really care. I kind of hate it conceptually. Kind of similar to Riftbound, of, like, I already hate it conceptually. So, like, I low-key don't care if it plays amazing, right? But, you know. Is it this stream? Like, the Azuki rant is fun, so I kind of want to find it. I just don't really want to post it, because it is a little, like, I rip into them like a lot. It's not like it's not a very like, I don't want to say it's not good faith. It's good faith, but like it's not a like it's not a cordial review. We'll say that. That is not a cordial review. But whatever. What's next? I don't remember who asked, but what about the game mechanics you like and should be more in games? Oh, okay. Well, should you steal? I'll circle back to that. I was inspired by it, and to be fair, when they make cards dual function with attacks and actual cards. I think that's great. Start your turn, you flip the top 3 cards on top of your symbol deck, and for each symbol you have in your symbol row, you can play a card of that symbol. Yeah, I like that. Like with Drago, like it's sort of like the Dragonborn dice thing. I think that is kind of cool, where you have like different you get access to different things every turn. I like the Keyforge thing of like your deck is 3 factions and you have to pick one faction to play every turn. I think that's a really cool concept. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. I think that's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. Work early and wrote down. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. You should definitely use that. Place the symbol on the bottom of your symbol deck. Yeah, I think you should do that. Yeah. You finished Kingdom Hearts? We did. We beat Kingdom Hearts 1. If you want the VOD, the VOD's on the channel. It's an 11-hour VOD, but we beat Kingdom Hearts 1. We were gonna start Kingdom Hearts 2 today, or a Chain of Memories, but like some stuff came up and we had better ideas, so we're saving it for tomorrow. Tomorrow we begin Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm gonna change the like VOD and thumbnail for this. I'm gonna change the title and thumbnail for the VOD, for this on YouTube, for people that want to watch it. But Kingdom Hearts 2 officially starts tomorrow. I just didn't have enough time. It was so last minute. I didn't have enough time to change the thumbnail. I also wasn't expecting it to last the entire stream. I was hoping it would last the entire stream, not gonna lie. But if it was a very quick one and done thing, I wanted to have Kingdom Hearts in the back end to do, but it worked out well. So I'm gonna change the VOD. Tomorrow, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. We beat Kingdom Hearts 1 2 days ago. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts will be fun. But mainly we're yapping about card games. That's mostly what we do here. Is we yell at card games. But I like the symbol idea. Like, that's a cool idea. Okay, mechanics you should steal from games. So I left off last stream with one. I really like Harry Potter's resource system. I'm a huge fan of it. And I think it could exist. I found it. I found this. Okay, the Azuki thing. If you want to watch me yell about the Azuki TCG, go to... Literally, it's my first stream that I started, like, in this new era. That you can play Chaotic right now stream, the Trying Out Portal to Param. It's about 3 hours in. 3 hours in of the Chaotic stream is where I talk about Azuki. Can I comment from here? I think I can comment from here. Let me see if I can just, like, slap the link. I don't think it worked. It did not work. Okay. Go to the first stream I did. It's the You Can Play Chaotic right now. I lambast Azuki near the 3 hour mark. But save that for later, because we're talking in the stream here right now. Go bookmark it for later. I like the Harry Potter resource system. Let me pull it up. I think it's really cool. Because, like, chat, I think some of you have been here before when I said it. I really like the because, again, I'm a big draft guy. So I really like the concept of a card type that serves a similar function to lands in that they are added to your deck sort of after you've built it, right? They're like resources that go into your deck and kind of pad up the size. The issue is I don't know where to go from here. Like, I just don't want to make Magic. So that's a big problem, like, that I run into. What you have... Now, Tam's Cole can't watch... Me neither. I can't watch TTS gameplay. I just don't find it very engaging or interesting. I do have some cool ideas, though, but I would need to find people. But that's beside the point. That's for future me. I like the concept of a card type that gets added to your deck sort of inherently. So, not like lands in the sense of they're bricky resources, but a good example is Card 5 Vanguard triggers. Where, like, when you build a deck, your deck automatically starts the game with 16 triggers, right? When you build a Magic deck, your deck automatically starts the game with, depending on the format, an amount of lands, right? If it's standard, like 24 lands. So I really like the idea of a card type like that begins the game, the game in your deck. Wait, before you deck build, basically to help draft. So that way you don't have to draft a full 40 card deck. You only need to draft 23 playables, and the rest of your deck can get padded up to 40 with this external card type that gets shoved in, right? Doesn't have to be lands. Triggers are another good example. So there is a way to innovate on it and make it its own unique thing that still serves the right purpose, but with none of the pitfalls of lands, because triggers aren't obviously great to draw. You want to check them, but they are your main form of defense. You do need to get them in your hand at some point. So there are like pluses and minuses to it. Put it next in the queue. Okay, nice. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. I rip that game apart. Not making magic because the Struggle TCG covers, right? That's hard. So like it's really it is tough because like it's cool to like make mechanics. I do this all the time. Where like one of my favorite things to make is like the resource system / like the restrictions that solve the queen's problem, right? How do I make colors in the game and segment the decks, right? The problem is none of that has to do with the gameplay. That is completely external to the gameplay. You can make it like interwoven, of course, but it's pretty external. So the hard part is figuring out the actual like gameplay of the game. Like how do you play the game? They end up kind of being two separate ideas, which is tough. So like you get in this place of like the symbol thing. Awesome idea. I love the thing of like you get access to certain parts of your deck. So you have to like construct your deck knowing that. But like you found out, it has nothing, there's nothing to do with gameplay with that, so you still have to go make that whole section. So like you can get in the spot of like, because I have no ideas for this half of the game, I can't use this half of the game, which is unfortunate. And it's like honestly where I'm about to put myself in showing you the Harry Potter card game. I'm about to put myself in that exact scenario. I want to make characters units in the deck basically with one basic attack that you can attach to others and many cards like inherited effects of Digimon. Those are cool. I like the inherited effects. The only problem is it can be hard for new players because looking at the board can be overwhelming if you have a lot of inherited effects. And it's like, here's my one guy. What does he do? He does 8 different things that you have to remember. So that's the only like pitfall, but obviously Digimon is still a game people can play. It's not the end of the world. It's just one thing that's like, if I was making a game, maybe I'd want to like make that a little more digestible, right? Think of a different game idea about a game where you just have 20-30 card hand, but no deck. Yeah, right, you lose a lot of deck manipulation, but also you have to be really careful. So go look up Magic the Gathering 3-card ante. If you don't know what 3-card ante is, go look up Magic the Gathering 3-card ante, and that'll show you what a game like that kind of morphs into. Being able to have access to all of your cards at the same time. Look up Magic the Gathering 3-card ante, and you'll be able to see like where that kind of like gameplay ends up. And if you want that kind of gameplay, I think 3-card ante is really fun. Or 3-card blind, I think is what they call it. But it's a format. There's a guy on YouTube that makes videos for it about the meta. I think that gameplay can be fun, but it is a very specific kind of gameplay, and if you don't want that gameplay, it's kind of where it's going to end up if you give people perfect access to their entire deck. There are 3 top per character. Here there are 3 top per character and 5 characters maximum, including... Yeah, so like, I think that's great, right? That makes it a lot more digestible. Your character can have max 3 extra abilities. That's not too much to keep track of, and there's 5 characters on the board. You could, like, someone might argue it sounds like a lot of, like, oh, that's, like, 3 to 15 ability. In actuality, it's not that bad. As long as it's, like, 8 things on one guy, right? So, like, that's for that. I think that would work great. Just made Summoner Wars. Magic Arena. What? Magic person, something fighting. You get spellbook a certain amount of points to build it. And yeah. I don't like when the ice starts rattling around. That's not my favorite thing. The games are kind of weird. Yeah, like they morph in an interesting way. Not bad. Interesting way. But it's very understandable if someone like would not want that kind of gameplay in their game. I think that is perfectly valid. Maybe find, can I get like a card list maybe? Oh, I just go to my GOAT website. What was I thinking? Wow, some of these images are bad. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Okay. Let me do this, move this here, and go here. Perfection. Oh, I forgot my chat. I'll move that. Ah! What just happened? I lost the window. How did I lose the window? Where did my window go? Also the Clash Power idea then works by giving my TCG going into attacks. Oh, there you go. That would work. Yeah. Or game. What if monsters had no effect, but other card type is auras? You could do that. Yeah. It's sort of like Exodus with what they did, where all the monsters like vanillas and all of the stats were actually just based on what resources you attach to the cards. That was pretty cool. Okay. Somehow opening the properties pulls it on. Wait, what if I just like transition? There we go. Okay, never mind. All right. Everyone can play a deck of 100% optimized state. The best deck becomes a lot clearer. So not only does the best deck become a lot clearer, but the game does become Go Fish. And that's not in a bad sense, but it is one of those things where, yes, you reveal your hand, you create this like machine that works in the very specific way every single time, and the metagame actually becomes counter building your deck to the known strategies that will just happen, right? There's no randomness anymore. You are playing against things that are guaranteed to happen. So the way you build your deck changes a lot, and metas morph in very different ways. But go look up Magic 3-card blind or 3-card ante, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very cool. It's a very cool system. It's just like a very specific kind of gameplay that like some people might not like. So in the Harry Potter card game, the way the resources work is it basically is lands. You have these lessons. There are these sideways cards. And what you do is you get to play one lesson on each of your turns, much like a land. But you don't really tap these lessons for mana. Instead, whenever you have like, I think you have 2 actions a turn. Yeah, you get 2 actions per turn. When you go to play a card, you need to just possess this many lessons. Right, and I think it's either like, I think it's this many of the color. I don't think it's, personally, I think it should be this many of the color, not like 1 blue lesson and 2 of any other lessons. You need 3 blue lessons, and you can play the card. As long as you have those in your little lesson pool, you can use your action to play the card. I really like this as a concept, and because this game's dead, I think it'd be really cool to steal this for a game. And you make it basically, it would kind of be like original IP Harry Potter, but it like the theming of the game is it takes place in a wizard school, and you play the game because basically I wanted to make a wizard game because I like wizards. It takes place in a wizard school, like a wizard academy, and you play the game as one of the students. And the way you accrue resources is by acquiring these tomes, right? In this game, they're lessons, but it's the same idea of for every like lesson you play, you've like read the book and you've learned about that kind of magic, right? So like, let's say our game is like elements, and the blue tome is like the water tome, and you're studying water magic, right? The more blue water tomes that you have that you've studied equal the more powerful water magic you can cast, right? So there's like a water spell that costs 6 blue tomes. You have to have read or studied or learned 6 blue tomes to cast the spell. And this makes like multicolored decks interesting because you can go like monocolored, and every single turn of the game you're playing a water tome, right? So that way on turn 6 you have 6 water tomes. You can cast a big water spell on turn 6, right? But water's only good at like a couple things. Maybe water is the hand advantage color, right? So it's like cool, you get a lot of hand advantage, that's about all you have. Versus a deck that maybe has 2 colors and maybe plays like alternates playing 1 of each color every turn. So by turn 6 they have 3 earth tomes and 3 fire tomes. Now they can't play the big 6 fire tome bomb spell. They haven't studied enough fire, but they've instead spent their time studying a bit more earth. They've branched out and they've learned more things, thus giving them more versatility. So while they can't cast a giant great fire spell because they haven't practiced enough fire magic, because they've spent their time practicing earth magic, they're able to combine the magics together to do unique, cool plays, right? I can instead do like a pseudo combo or synergy by playing a 3 mana fire spell and a 3 mana earth spell, and they interact in this way that is actually much more advantageous than if I would have just casted the six water tome spell that like sure gets you some card advantage, but that's about it. I think that would be really cool. The problem, though, much like the Star ran into, this doesn't do anything to the gameplay, right? This game could be Magic the Gathering 2. This game could be Flesh and Blood, right? It could be anything, right? So this is a cool idea, but without a skeleton to attach it to, we're just kind of lost, right? We're just kind of stuck. Is it a game? Like the big question is, how do we summon creatures? Is it just Magic where the whole game is summoning creatures and attacking our opponent? Is it a game where you still summon creatures, but it's much less of an aspect? Maybe they function like automatons, where like you can cast a summon spell to summon the dragon, but you don't control the dragon. It attacks on its own. So it's just like at the start of your turn, the dragon like will pop its effect, or like you go to the combat phase and all your creatures that you have just attack your opponent on your own. So you just like summon these guys as like guys that just fight for you, but you have no real control over them. And all of the gameplay is all about managing your spells and casting them. Maybe there's no creatures at all. Maybe it's just spells, and it's like a fighting game like Flesh and Blood or Universes, right? There's like a billion ways you could go with just this idea alone. But I think this idea is really cool and really flavorful and really helps emulate that kind of feeling of Magic. Now, granted, still brick on the tomes technically, right? Because there's still like blank resources in your deck. The hope is that like it's harder to get mana screwed, and like because it's an action economy, your cards aren't solely dictated by the amount of lands you have. It's just once you hit a threshold, like you could build a deck where once you hit a threshold, your entire deck is online and you're just kind of playing from there. So, like, there's definitely, like, kinks to be worked out, but I like the idea. I think it's really cool. Monsters had no elemental affinity, but at the start of your turn, you have 5 resources you can attach again. Yeah, you could do stuff like a dice pool kind of thing. Ramping because you have character on the field, is it about it? Wait, question. Ramping because you have characters on the field, is it a bad idea? Huh? I need a little more context. What are you asking me? Ramping because you have characters on the field. So, like, in terms of my idea of a TCG, oh, okay, let me see if I can remember. Ramping because you have characters. Like, inherently a bad idea? No. But also, like, I don't think I know what the implications are of what you're prescribing to me. But probably not. I mean, like, how much advantage does ramping get you? Where you get X resources per character per turn. So you would just default. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Just don't. You have to be careful of, like, I guess maybe, like, how many resources do you get without characters? If your opponent board wipes you, how far set back are you? Is it a situation of, like, oh, I just can't play the game because I have no resources? Or is there a way to, like, kind of battle back? Like, if your resources are if your resources are 100% determined by things on the board that can be removed, you're going to have to balance, like, how easy it is to remove those things or how much of a detriment is it to remove those things. That's BS? No, that's different. I mean, I guess you can say it, is it like the inverse of, like, the reduction of, like, your cards get cheaper based on how many guys you have on board, and the mana system is totally separate, and it's like, if you get board wiped, what happens? Oh, you just have to pay full retail for big guys, right? You still have, like, the same amount of mana, right? You're not, like, gone, you're not, like, back on resources. You just have to pay full retail. So either you, like, build the board back up, chaining together smaller guys into bigger guys, or you just have to slam your big body for its full retail cost, right? But if you're saying, like, at the start of your turn, you gain X mana points for every character you have on the board, what happens when you're, like, out of mana points and then your opponent board wipes your 7 characters and you're like, I start my turn and I get 0 mana points and I can't play the game, right? How often does that happen? Can it happen? Is it frequent? Those are the kind of questions you ask yourself. Mana system I made where you can use as many as you have helped with getting mana flooded. Wait, a mana system I made where you can use as many as you have helped with getting mana flooded, as well as draw 2 per turn. So yeah, drawing 2 per turn makes you less likely to brick, right? Because you have greater odds of hitting a non-land. use as many as you want. Like you just dump your hand. Like there's no land per turn. You have to worry about like tempo. Lands are really nice for two things. They dictate your game's tempo inherently, right? And they give players ways to like manipulate that tempo with ramp and stuff. But also they help as a roadmap for new players. Lands like mana helps handhold new players because you don't overload them with decisions at the start of the game like you do in Yu-Gi-Oh. You get to be like, all right, it's turn 2, play your second land. Now, what cards that cost 2 are in your hand, right? You can only play those cards. What cards cost 2? You have 1 2-drop? Cool, play it. Right? Like, the game kind of, like, tells you how to play. It's kind of a huge bump. That's a huge buff for, like, mana resource games. Right? So it is helpful. If you, like, kind of scrap that and so you just dump your hand on the board, well, then it's like, okay, I could see where that works because there isn't really, like, an advantage. It's still kind of like Magic where, like, the player that does the best is the one that draws an even split. It's like, oh, I draw a hand of 7 lands and I dump it on the board. Oh, I've ramped 7 in 1 turn. Cool, you have nothing to cast, so, like, you're doing nothing, right? Vice versa, I drew no lands. Oh, I can't play any cards in my hand. You just want to be like, the perfect hand is like, I drop 3 lands on turn 1, I can cast a spell. Right? You still have player characters leader and there are no inherent board wipes, only one character removal. Okay, so if you can't kill the characters, then that's fine. I see no problem then. What if your mana system was just Convoke? I mean, then, yeah, that'd be like Battle Spirits, which you could do. And, like, the whole bit is if you want to make your cards cheaper, you have to remove their ability to attack and block, right? So if you want to make your cards cheaper, you take away their ability to participate in combat. You could do that. Yeah, if you have 5 research cards in hand and a 5 cost unit, you could use all 5 to play the 5 cost. I mean, sure. All it is really is like, that's fine. It's just Magic. You've just like accelerated the tempo of the game. The game still kind of plays exactly the same. You've just like pushed the tempo a little faster. Which is like fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it's also like all that really happens in the situation. You don't really get any like new avenues of gameplay besides going, oh, sick, I opened a 5-drop and 5 lands. I can play a 5-drop on turn 1. Right? It might even not be a great idea because all it does is now sometimes you can do cool new stuff that you can't do in Magic, and other times you're still stuck playing Magic. So it's just kind of like, the mana is attached to the unit. You only get it back if the person you attached to dies. Oh. So it's committed to the guy. I mean, that's fine. At that point, like, I mean, yeah. You could do that. That'd be fine. You have, like, all the same problems that lands have, but, like, what would the upside be? I mean, I guess, yeah, you can slam 5-drops in turn 1. The only situation that is a little rough is now your ability to slam a bomb on turn 1, it's just kind of, like, luck of the draw. So, like, you could play, if you don't put the lands in, like, a separate deck, you could hit the point in the game of like, oh, I opened 2 lands. I guess I'm playing a 2-drop. My opponent opened 5 and a 5-drop, and they just blew me up. You're just like, nuts, right? So maybe you would want to like still force the game to have some kind of tempo by putting the lands in a separate deck and being like, either saying like you draw 1 land, 1 guy a turn, or maybe you can do the like sorcery thing of you can choose which deck to draw from. So you'll start the game with 3 cards from each. You'll start with 3 lands and 3 cards, and then you can draw 2 cards a turn. You can choose where to draw them from. So you can either just draw 2 lands, you can draw 2 guys, or you can draw 1 of each. You can do something like that. So the game still has like a built-in tempo of like, you can only play a 3-drop on turn 1. It's the best you can do, and then maybe you hit like a 5-drop on turn 2 if you choose to draw 2 lands. But now you have like, you're running out of actual resources, right? So you could make that a thing. I think that could work. That could be really cool. What I imagine is that monster isn't free, have no effects, but you have to tap X monsters to play spells with the same tribal affinity. Oh, so like songs and Lorcana. I like the Lorcana gimmick of like, convoke for spells, you just tap it to make the spell free. Like, that's cute. You could do that. I think, though, I don't know, it's hard to like... It's hard to talk shop on just mechanics, because any mechanic in a vacuum could be great. You know what I mean? Anything like can work in Solidarity. It's much more of a question when you actually have the skeleton, like the full skeleton of a game to like then build it into, right? Like you guys could be like, what if I had a game where you flicked cards at your opponent, right? And it's like, I mean, that could be cool. Sure. What is the game like, right? We don't know. So like anything like can work in theory. So it becomes like a little bit difficult to talk about because there's no concrete like, oh, this is a good idea because X or this is a bad idea because Y. When you're in this like pool of infinitesimal theory, we can kind of do whatever we want to make the thing work. In theory. So I don't know. It feels like one of the situations of like, it's better to ask questions of like, how do I even like put it? I don't know. More about like rules than mechanics. Because I think like your rules influence your mechanics more than vice versa. You know what I mean? Like we can talk about lands and Magic all day, but anything I say about lands is going to be framed around the gameplay of casting creature spells and attacking your opponent and casting instants and sorceries, right? Anything I have to say about lands is kind of framed around that like skeletal gameplay. If like just lands in a vacuum is like, well, or like lands are cool, but are we talking like, well, what if Vanguard has lands? What if Pokemon had lands? What if Magic had lands? Or you know what I mean? Like those are all different conversations that are all kind of happening simultaneously when we're just talking about just lands as a thing, you know? So it does become tough to be like, hey, how's this like random mechanic in a game I don't know? Then it's like, I mean, it could work. It depends on like the other systems of the game if they function or not, you know? Seriously working on is my 4+ party game. I mean, that's good. That's cool. Simulants are also free if you have the correct cost among your resources on the field, even if them themselves aren't attached with the resource. Yeah, like that could again, could work. Like I see a world where that could work. But it is tough to like yap about with no skeleton. You know what I'm saying? What time is it? Ooh, we've been going for about 3 hours. Chat. I feel like that's a pretty decent spot to wrap it up. I think that's a good place to call it quits. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. I'm gonna edit me and Tam's lovely conversation into a cool YouTube video that you guys can go rewatch as you are leisure, and for people that weren't here to experience it. But mechanics if I could be great or bad, just kind of whole pro. Yeah, right. So it's like it's hard for me to like talk about it with any form of like real like specifics or like concreteness. Like the best answer I can give you is like that could work, right? But that is kind of is what it is. But with that being said, chat, thank you so much for your university Pokemon building battles. It's one of those things that's like I need to sit with that for a minute because when I first hear it, I instantly get hit with like good idea, bad idea at the same time. I need to like that's what I need to sit with and really like weigh what that does to a game. Because I think like the Pokemon building battles are okay because of how Pokemon works as a game. The actual booster packs you get don't influence your deck at all. You like maybe add 2 to 3 cards to the deck. But for the most part, you play the raw build and battle. There's not a lot you can do, but that's because of how like Pokemon works as a game. It could be different in other games. I don't know if I like the idea of telling a brand new player, hey, play the vanilla thing. I think they'd be fine going like, hey, play whatever you want. Just make sure that when you swap cards, you're swapping attack for attack and foundation for foundation, right? And like make sure like the costs are the same, right? You could do that. I don't know. I'd have to sit with it for a while. I think it's not a bad idea. They'd also have to probably bump the pack size down to 4 packs every pre-release kit just to make the kits not super expensive. But like I think it could work. I would just really need to sit with it. Yeah, I would need to sit on that for like a lot longer. But like I think it could be a good idea. I think it could be cool. But that's one that's like I need to think about that for a bit. I think it could work. I don't think it solves the problems that I want to be solved. I think that maybe solves like a different issue that I'm not fully aware of. But I don't know. I think it could be cool. I think it'd be cool. But that being said, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm a little sweaty. I should probably like shower or something. But with that being said, chat, I will catch you guys tomorrow, where we do actually start Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, but also more TCG yapping, because I always loved yapping about card games. It's what I do. It's what I like to do. But yeah, Nathaniel, if you hear anything, that's my fan. I don't have the AC going. I don't have mine go. Card gamers don't shower. It's too bad. I'm breaking the glass ceiling. I'm shattering the stereotype. Heard I'm turning mine on. Yeah, no, mine. I told you mine isn't. I told you I'm not turning mine on. But oh well. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you tomorrow for some Kingdom Hearts. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.